Hey, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, good morning, brother. You want to come up and chat? Sounds fun. Excuse me. Good morning, other two watchers. I'm just getting this started. There he is.
Yeah, here I am. Oh,
Good morning,
oh,
man.
hi, Hey, good morning, man.
Oh,
It's really early for you. I mean, how do you start this stream? You get out of bed, you don't even wash your face, and you go live.
yeah. I'm up. I don't even sleep. I wake up thinking. Can you imagine that? A brain like mine, I wake up thinking. I don't even know if it slows down.
Uh-huh.
I go to bed at,
It's
I don't know.
samurai.
I try to lay down at about midnight, and the alarm clock goes off at 5 for the wife snooze. So when that goes
Yeah.
off at 5, she still sleeps till 6. But I get to roll around for a couple hours in between 1 o'clock and 5. So, but I see her off to work. I get up and do all her stuff and roll the morning smokes, do
Mhm.
her lunch and do her water bottles and everything. See her off, light a fire under her ass. I'm just, no, she's a
Like,
go getter. She's a manager at Walmart.
yeah.
She has to deal with a lot of horse shit every day, and then me at home.
Yeah. And then she comes after you.
Oh shit! I'm the laziest, hardworking person you'll ever meet. Just because
Sorry, what's
I've
that?
worked.
She's that? What most
Yeah,
person?
that's what. I'm the laziest, most hardworking person you'll ever meet. That's the.
Yeah.
I work too hard in the matrix to even push myself anymore in life. But I try hard, right? My heart at best. But I
Yeah.
can still do it. Actually, now I got that job, man. I got a job
What
at
job did you do?
it's called Sign World. So we're making signs,
Oh,
creating
yeah, yeah, yeah.
signs, putting
Yeah,
them
I
up.
remember. Yeah. That's nice because you got climbing experience and such, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
and all the creativity with videos and all that shit. So I'll be able to put my
Mhm.
own mind to it. Hey,
Nice.
there's
And that sounds really good.
yes, yes. I was back into the matrix a little bit, slowly but surely. When the guy said, "Well, because of the weather and everything," he goes, "It's going to be part time for now." I was like, because he's just doing measurements. Yesterday, he was doing a lot of different measurements on jobs. So I'm going to be making these things out of wood, steel. Oh, you're still there? Still?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, make those out of wood and steel and just different paints and different. I've been studying the epoxy things where you
Yeah.
build the framework and then you fill it in. I've been looking at that, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I seen that stuff, so it might be in this kind of stuff. I might be able to say, hey, how about we fill one of these with epoxy and just we'll put starfish and we'll hold stuff here, and you never know, right? I kind of I watched it on YouTube and I
Oh,
know how to
yeah.
do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just different shit. It
Yeah.
makes my experience. If I
Yeah.
stuck with one job, I would have been like, I'm a full blown carpenter, right? I'd taken all the general carpenter college and everything.
Yeah.
Um, plus I was a boiler maker, so I was started out welding in a shop, building catwalks and structures and just everything, welding everything up and pipe work. And then if I would have stuck just in a welding shop, there's me just flipping my helmet down
Yeah.
a day after day in that repetition. And then I
I
had
know.
being a carpenter down here in the Chemical Valley, it's called. It's all refineries, right? So we
Hmm.
build scaffolds so other people can do their work, but it's part of our
Yeah.
trade because we erect it, right? It doesn't matter if it's wood or steel or aluminum or whatever, right? So that was our job, just based on this area. Sure, it might be $36 an hour, but you're still burning yourself out. Nobody, it's a fake pat in the back, and nobody cared that I'm blowing my hips out and I have to get a knee fixed. Nobody gives a shit. Just like next, right?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
start.
Exactly.
They start 18-year-olds at $20 an hour. Who's not going to do that for 20 years of their life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
getting, you're in the refinery, so all safety meetings, and you're trained to be competent, right? Very competent.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but all this training, like you got safety meetings about safety meetings, and it's just like, fuck. I couldn't stand it. I had 15 years of that, and to see how people like I build scaffold out of tubing clamp. I can go anywhere around this, but there's new scaffold that's called all around connections. Just like
Yeah.
you put the pins in and you just join it, and it's almost brain dead, but it's hard to do. Right? You got to be creative once you get up in tight spots. But for people to play connects or something like that, Jenga, and just stick to that and go, I'm getting good at this. Oh, look at me. Oh, I love my job. And to not even advance their mind, I could not stand it. And nobody else could understand what I was talking about. I had imagination. While I'm building scaffold, I'm thinking about, I can't wait to go fishing. But I'm still focused on my.
Hey, where did you go, Matt? Please, Matt, come back. By the way, I like this sticker. It makes me look very shady, but you can still see the darkness and the light. Oh, you can still see my shadow. I see. Ah, you can still see my shadow, right? I'm just a shadow. I'm just a shadow like this.
The back.
There you are.
Okay, yeah, it'll go out once in a while. Once I
All
get a
right.
good vibration going, I'm just gonna click my data on.
Ah, okay.
So if it pops off, my data just clicks in. But yeah, my phone's the only thing that has a problem with the oh, uh, North Wales. The camera. I'm just using my I think a Samsung 8, but I have an app, so I learned how to add high definition to high definition
Cool.
and some camera tricks and stuff. But if you want the app, it's actually a YouTube app. It's called YouCut.
Okay.
The app is called YouCut, and it's got everything on it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want the music I use for copyright free music is called CC, copyright free music, and it's just what other people put in there. It's like bass boosted Metallica, everything. It's just stuff that's not copyrighted through industry, right? All live.
Yeah.
You want anything live, anything Floyd, it's all live. Yeah, it's great. Anything you want, you just go through the list, and it's just yeah, because I can put myself there.
Okay, so it's a YouTube app and it's called YouCut.
YouCut, yeah. You can go to the no C
Is
and
it? Is
C. It's a capital C,
it?
capital C music.
Yeah, but is it? Is it like
It's
I'm a
got all the
real?
different stuff. It's got like you can mirror your skies, like whatever you're looking at. If, I'm not sure if the evil plans it that way, but when you see a looks like an eyeball and half a face, and you push
Mhm.
mirror, it brings a full face out. It's like we're only seeing half. We're seeing like smoke and mirrors, deception of this evil realm above us. that's
Yeah.
dropping down. So they can see it because they got the demo spirit in of the negative, so they could probably see the whole thing. So when I mirror it and twist it, that's when I bring the whole what really showing. You know what I mean? It takes an object to make an object. You can't just twist the sky, right?
Well, but I think that's just I think that's just a trick. I mean, you can mirror. I mean, first you have to split an image before you mirror it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And always a face will turn up, or an animal,
Something.
or a head, or a hand,
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean, so yeah.
There's but just you really notice the objects a lot different, right? You can see. I don't really show those videos when I really find stuff up there. I let the
Hmm.
mind like notice it. Like when
Yeah.
I tell people everything's connected. Nothing is really separated. It's all like cat elephants.
Yeah, I
Hold each
get
other's
that.
tail. It's all like connected like that.
It's
It's weird, man. It's weird shit.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's not like we are all leaves. Some things are leaves, and other things are root, and other things
Yep.
are stem, and other things or people are branches, right? And
Yep.
yeah, and some
It's
people are
weird.
stumps.
Just and they're stumped, stumped, and they're stumped. They don't move and they don't think. Yeah. I just like to pay attention to what's going on. I know we have no control over nothing, but I just like to pay attention to everything around me,
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
and
I'm
everybody.
like that. I'm exactly like
I don't know how people can do it, just walking past you and not looking up. And wow, it's oh, one thing I was doing an investigation today, and there's Anthony. Um, if you research carbon dioxide and fear, you take away 40% of your, add 40% of carbon dioxide to your blood, fear sets in
that. Aha.
extremely. Yes, that's what
Oh,
this
wow.
mass thing's all about, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's even building more, so they can run this for 3-4 years and just fuck
Yeah.
everybody right up. And then, because everybody thinks it's all sudden.
There
I
he,
was waiting on that.
there he goes again. There he goes again.
I was waiting on that.
Why?
I got booped on. I saw him got booted a while ago.
Yeah, so it
It happens.
happens.
Shit happens.
It
Man,
makes
come
it
on.
makes me sad, Anthony. It makes
Sad
me
of what?
sad.
Sad of what?
To see Matt leave. I mean,
Oh no,
he's
no,
the he's the instigator of it all. I don't like to see him leave.
yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
back,
There it
instigator.
goes.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Vader.
I
Shit and leave.
told you. I just
Gonna
wanted
call
to
up the
test the algorithm.
instigator.
I wanted to test the algorithm.
Yeah, start shit and leave. That's about right, Matt. We must grind, and then that's why we get banned, and we end up
Why?
getting banned.
That's why I take it easy now. My wife says I'm good at getting under her skin.
You get under her skin.
Not in it, I guarantee you that.
You see what else is under it on her skin. She'd shit too if I told you on her skin and under it. She'd say, "You're crazy." No, I ain't buying that. It's shit. Well, I smell like shit too. That's my step in it.
I've been through a whole lot of bullshit and I still smell nice. Hey?
Nice.
I was super stoned last night, man. Holy smokes, was I ever baked.
I went over the Bob stream last night, man, and man, you're
Did
not
you?
gonna believe this. Yeah, I did. I got on the panel, I did everything. Let me
Up
tell
on
you,
Truth
I ain't been
Seekers?
there. Listen, I haven't been there in 6 months, and would you know, I sent a few texts, and a couple of people followed me. I said, "Man, do what you want," but I'm going on my own. I'm going because I want to go, not because I want you all to go.
Right.
Just straight, well, and all this other, but I'm not saying a lot, but everything worked out fine for me. I enjoyed it.
I'm not
Hey,
allowed
you
there.
don't even have a body. You only have a head. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
That's all right. I got more than one hand. I just don't use the other. Couldn't do me no good. What's at the bottom of the
how do you get where you're going, man? With only a head, just fly with your ears. No?
I'm fucking into virtual reality, dude. Come on, man.
Okay. Now I get it.
Don't make me pull a Michael Jackson on your ass and dance on your motherfucking ass, boy.
Don't do that moonwalk shit on me, dude.
Oh,
I mean, I beat
right
you on that.
forehead.
I can do the moonwalk forward too. I can do that too. You don't teach me how to dance, man.
Damn,
I'm
we're gonna have to
teaching you.
teach Matt how to square dance and stay in one spot. Look, see?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that you have to teach me. I can teach you the moonwalk forward too. I'm doing it now.
Well, Matthew's doing it
I can do it.
backwards.
Like, yeah, I can. Yeah, but the moonwalk backwards is actually
Yeah,
walking
leave it.
forwards. while pretending to- Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He keeps making
So
like
you could dance too,
dance in the moonlight.
right?
Who's moonlight? Who's that?
Today.
Yours, mine, someone else's?
Today and tonight, I was thinking about dancing, and I was thinking about this what's it called? Acronym, right? WWJD, like what would Jesus do? And I was thinking, like, what would Jesus dance to, right?
Man, he wouldn't
What would-
dance. He'd beat your motherfucking ass if you talk bad about him. That's what he would do.
No, but it's just a thought. Just give me a second. I mean, just give me some
Seconds
credit.
over with.
Like Jesus, if Jesus never danced, was he actually human? I mean, can you imagine that?
Of course he wasn't. He come from sheep, remember?
No. Was he dancing? I think he danced. He was at marriages.
He had to have danced. He had to take part in realizing that he didn't want to do the dance, right? So he just danced his way.
Not like a dancer. He was not a dancer. That's something else. But I think
He
must have done
wasn't
some steps. I think he didn't do the moonwalk or the waltz. But like, how would he have danced?
I thought you were talking about the horizontal moonwalk. I did not. I got dirty mind, so
Michael Jackson sure did not invent the moonwalk. He didn't invent it.
no, somebody made him do it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
That's right. You did.
That's the best excuse. That's the best excuse. And even I mean, I can imagine him being at a party like, "Jeez, man, do you see my feet? Can you see my feet moving? The devil make me do it."
But it's fun.
So that means he had a reason to pick his nose and everything after that, right? The devil made me do it.
Did y'all observe the Thriller dance? You know, I see that now. I look at that costume and he's wearing an upside down triangle. The right way.
What's that?
When he wears that jacket is from another
Michael
timeline.
Jackson.
That jacket comes from another timeline.
Oh yeah, that happens.
It
that
comes
happens
from
in
the
this
future. No, listen, this shit comes from the future. What you're finding is coming from the future. There's been so much cock washing and backtracking and circle swabbing and throbbing and everything else. Oh yeah, absolutely. Wife, you know, kings. There was one time. Let me ask you a question. 16,000 wives. How the fuck could you remember every name? That's greed. When a king can come in and take 16,000 wives, that's when I'm ready to pull the plug and take everybody else's wives while they're married and got away with it. Is this how kingship is ran? Because if it is, it's got to go, all of it.
You're talking about Herod?
Oh, it was worse than that. Every king, every royal, every world, every city. It's full of what? Full of what? Democrats and Republicans. They're everywhere.
It's full of sewers.
Sodomites and
cities
minions.
are usually full of sewers. It's so full of sewers that the sewers are like,
Well, the sewers are overflowing. They're overflowing with shit, and the water's disappearing. The memories leave the
something.
waters. When the memory
Yeah.
leaves the waters, what happens to mankind? It starts to dissipate.
Well, I live exactly in a country like that. I live in the Netherlands, and it's not called the Netherlands for nothing.
No.
You know, it's like we live in hollow lands. I mean,
Well, the
it's
Dead Sea ain't dead for nothing, so something's under it.
yeah, sand.
No.
Sand that filters the water. Yeah.
What?
There's much more than sand under the Dead Sea, brothers and sisters.
Oh,
Much
Scotty.
What's there? Scroll me. What's behind the Dead Sea? Beyond.
Well, let me just say you this.
Scroll me.
Trillions and billions of dollars in gold. People's too scared to go down there because it's the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
You know, nothing to be afraid of in a fearless environment. Once you've gotten your mind in that fearless environment. Fear what? Fear a bunch of roosters running around here with bigger things than I've got? Well, they're fake. They're strap-ons. Mine's real. It might be small, but the motherfucker's real. Ain't fake. Fake what? Fake eggs, fake cabbage, fake. Man, every fucking thing's fake these days, including my name.
Yeah, my real name's beep yop beep 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 boop. It's not Matt.
My name is Manzini.
Yeah, my name's definitely not Matt. Somebody gave me that name. My name in the womb was.
I get it now. I get it now.
I don't know if anybody's talking.
Someone
Oh, yeah, well, like, what's your name?
Hey,
You are arrested. What's your name? I'm going to tell you my name, sir. It's. Imagine the officer. And how do you spell that? Well, just WOOBWOBWOBWOBWOBWOOB.
But anyway, I got hit
They be
with the book
locking.
last night. I got hit with the book.
He did?
Yes, I got hit with the book, and I got some energy out of it too. Lots of it. Oh yeah.
Wait.
Well, and this happened just like this. He says, "Well, you know, the God of Abraham. If you're not believing in that, you're in a bad place." I said, "Who are you talking about? Abraham Lincoln? Abraham Lincoln? Come on, man! I ain't got time to play that game with you." And I went on. I went right on, and you know, and Bob was laughing. But I was so funny. Ain't nothing funny about Abraham Lincoln. Ain't nothing funny about Abraham in any situation. Is there anything fun about bad ideas and bad information and lies? No. I keep my stuff in disguise just for that. See, I'm a fake ass. You're using a fake ass book against me, so I'm gonna use a fake ass cat on you. Right? I have the right. I have the right. But right in what? Virtual reality? Whose reality? Yours,
The
mine?
right to virtual reality.
Whose fucking
Got it, man.
reality is it? Yours, mine. We're interacting to have the act
Hey,
stop.
Lawless.
Who's the act? You, me, them? Who's the audience? Well, they are. Well, if we're acting, then where's the actors?
Right.
Holy, we got a problem, man. We're gonna have to burrow down and figure out what the fuck's going on now. See,
Put this shit on rewind.
too much cat in the hat's going on around here.
Hey, man, how the fuck can you handle this like at 6 in the morning? How fuck
Everybody's
can you handle this?
Me, I'm
I
getting
love
These two idiots. Like you wake up thinking, and then you start a live stream, and then you hook up with two idiots. And you're fucking
yeah, well, hypocrites, two idiots, fuck faces, duckheads. late for leaving this place. You know, it's a.
I don't know how you do it, man.
I love it.
Fucking samurai.
I love it. I've hung out with worse. I'm just kidding, guys. I have really.
3 cussing brothers and know who I got than hang out with somebody.
I hung out with weirdos before, but they always came to smoke my weed. You guys aren't smoking my weed.
No,
so that's the secret.
a few more days and we'll be in your home, brother.
Oh, that was funny, Lalas. That was guys who just realized that you're a cat. Yeah, that's a good one. I love it.
Cat's hat with a hat without a body. Yeah.
Morning, Scotty.
A bodiless cat hat with a hat. I mean, Dr. Seuss couldn't beat that.
So let me just tell you this. The Cat in the Hat was the movie back in the day. I was the cat then. What makes you think I'm not acting now?
Right. You could have been playing that role back then.
Well, I was. I did.
It was the
Get
actual
it
cat.
right. I was there. You were there too, Matt. All of us were. People just need to wake up, man. Look, you fell down, you bumped your fucking head, lay down a moment, open your head up, get rid of the shit, close it back up, and we'll talk about something new. Because that old shit, man, I'm not living in your zone anymore. I'm free. I'm free. Free from your ass.
Fire in the hole.
Free from your chaos. Free from your monstrosities. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who is that, boy? Your better half? Oh, somebody else's better half. Oh, he's walking.
No, it's just
cool.
me.
Out for a walk. That's
Boy,
cool.
boy. I'm boy. I'm the nephew. So
You sound like a boy. Anything else.
Yeah, because I am a boy. That's why. I'm out to pluck some mushrooms. I saw some magnificent fresh mushrooms that I didn't see yesterday, so you better pluck them while they're fresh.
Stop, back up. You seen that cow turd? It had mushroom growing out the side of it. That cow turd was a Labrador. It looked like it had little weed droplets in it. You need to go back and pick that one up, dude. We could dry that one out. We could smoke some Labrador.
It's like the Cheech and Chong.
Hell yeah,
Scotty, you gonna come up? I didn't know if you wanted to come up.
Scotty said, fuck no, I don't want to talk to a bunch of idiots.
Look, guys, I live in a very urban area, but this is where I get my my raspberries.
That's where you get your
Raspberries, right?
Yeah, raspberries.
Dingleberries? Dude, what? Oh,
Dingleberries. It exactly looks like your dingleberries. But these are tasty. These are tasty.
Mine are tasty too. Mine are divine.
Chevalier Noir. Nice to meet you. Chevalier Noir.
It's
like
Black
horse.
Horse.
Their poop smells like roast.
Are you?
Oh shit.
Black Horse. Yes. Is that a stallion or just a horse? I'm Canadian, so I'm not French Canadian, but I know enough to get around.
I seen a rainbow unicorn this morning. I had to get rid of it.
Well, but it wasn't in the
Matt turned
toilet.
into a unicorn. I had to tell him. Yeah, well,
come with Tom and Jerry. I love it.
I sure did. I had to flush it, brother. It was
just snorted.
flush enough.
Oh shit!
It wasn't colorful enough.
It was a twirly rainbow.
Have I made that picture clear enough for you? It was a swirly one. Yes, it was. It had little pink and polka dots, and it had some little corn droplets floating around it. No. We are disgusting. But you know, at least I'm not that bad. You know, I don't scrape. I don't take a droplet. I don't look down. I sniff it and then cover it. What the fuck's up with that? Why would you sniff it, kitty cat?
That's very hygienic.
It smells like shit. Why do you...
That's very hygienic.
Hygienic? Are you kidding me? That's
It's like
I
the
wouldn't
cat.
You
dare.
can't get rid of it.
It's like the cat. It's like the cat's waiting for it to be something different. That's
I
the same
wouldn't
thing
try.
again.
I wouldn't try
And then
to.
when they
I
don't
wouldn't
stick
even
to
dare to kid a cat. Don't kid the cat.
no. One thing about a cat, they got sharp claws and they don't play, and they always land on all
No
fours.
problem, Scott.
And you notice they don't know what side's up or down, but they guarantee you they do, because I do. That tells me that they do. And you throw them upside down, they land on all fours because they know right side up and right side down because they're not programmed. You
Right.
see, they're not programmed. We're programmed to believe that they're all that there is this flat ground.
Just like
Well,
my
flat
squirrels.
isn't exactly flat.
Look at these bees pollinating.
Your squirrels.
Isn't it awesome?
Well, how do you
Yeah,
know
my
your
squirrels.
squirrels aren't girls? Even though they got a big waka macaca hanging down, doesn't mean they're.
I don't get
Look
that
at our world.
close.
They have a fucking problem. Well, this world has a problem. They like grabbing poles. And, at least it ain't making children. It would be population control. So let it go.
I would advise
way, if you
everybody
look
don't
at it-
walk on my caca. I would advise everybody don't walk on my caca.
If you don't want to have a child, go
man.
gay. That's perfect. If you don't want to have a child, go gay. It'd be perfect for me. At least it wouldn't be loaded on the
That's exactly
On the
how we're
internet.
supposed to live, Voynich.
exactly.
Just walk around and grab a berry, and then look, you find this favorite leaves that you like, and you eat a little bit of those leaves. Then you go
Right?
grab a
But look
root.
at what I found here. I mean, and I live in a very urban area, right? But look at these wonderful beans. I'm going to eat them. They came up fresh for me because I plucked this one the day before yesterday.
Are you
It
still
was
eating
only
them?
this one. Right? What?
Oh, that's a phobic
here's the
spot. I
one.
guarantee that come from a dog turd. Bubba. They come from dog turds.
Hey, dude, this is an amanita. This is an amanita that I'm showing you now. This is an amanita, but it's not a muscarina. This is an amanita pantarina. This one is dangerous. This one is dangerous.
Well, I've got some that I've
But
been
these-
having that grows. They grow.
These are good. These are good.
That's the ones I have growing on my. Man, that's ironic you say that. That's the ones I got growing on my stumps. They grow on my stumps every other day, and they stay like fresh. I wonder if I ought to try eating that. Yeah, I get all that I need on a daily basis, so I don't dip and dabble in.
These ones look good. Gonna cut these
Yeah.
ones.
I don't know.
You
with all
know,
the
you can see it's
shit.
edible because there have been birds chipping at it. Can you see?
Yeah.
No, you already ate one though.
These
Did
ones,
you eat-
yeah, these are very safe. These
Did
are
you eat that
completely safe.
other? Did you eat that other one of yours? That seashell one? Volume go?
Oh, mother, did you have to take my balls?
Mother, do you think you'll drop my
Well, at least
ball?
I have 4 kids.
Oh,
I knew there was a problem when I stopped worrying about getting married and having children. I said, Houston, I got to put a stop in that. After 50 kids, I had to stop.
your mic got muted, boy. There you go.
Oh, now I see. Yeah, I think that's a wise decision, Kat. To stop after 50. You know, that's enough.
Well,
Enough is enough.
These women wanted to have 11 and 12 children at one time, and it just got fucking old, dude.
I'm glad I never.
Much.
I'm glad I never met one of them because then I would have thought that it was too much already. Maybe.
Well, I had to sign them over to the channel.
Is there anything like you?
Who's your dad? He's the cool cat.
Well, my dad and mother splat long ago. They ran
He's
out
50
in front
for 50, eh?
of- Well, they couldn't help it. They died at a young age. Right after having me, they run out in front of a fucking car. Dumbasses. Well, it's because they were chasing that rat. They couldn't help themselves. And Dad was itching his balls, and he looked up and was chasing his wife, and boom, he got splatted
Thanks.
too.
Mr. North Wales.
Was your wife a cat too, or was she a rat? Were you
What the
chasing
fuck do you think
pussies, or were you chasing?
We're a cat
Yeah.
family, dude. What do you think a fucking cat hat is? Do you see? Are you blind? Do I need to go get that book and open it up and throw it at you?
No, please don't. Please don't.
Well, I'll
Just
tag
leave
you
us
with that
be,
book.
man. Just leave us be.
Okay, man.
Oh,
I'll
that's
tag you
what I
with
was saying. Did you eat that whole that seashell one raw?
No, yeah, you can eat it raw, man. It's delicious. Even
Did you
raw.
eat?
Oh, man. Raw what? You got to fry them things, man.
Dude, no, you don't know shit about it. You never did it.
Hey,
When you say that, you never did. No, dude.
oxide.
I'm experienced, and you're not.
Experience.
You can
Oh,
about eating mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah. But you did.
No,
did you end up getting the
Okay.
runs or anything from eating
No.
that raw? So I just didn't know because I've always cooked. We've always cooked our mushrooms, except for the. Well, I guess we don't always cook them. We eat them raw. But those other ones, like different types. I just somebody said you might have the scoots from eating that stuff raw, but I just
No,
I don't need to know really, but.
No, but you know, I wouldn't lie about that. I mean, but the taste. Listen, this chicken of the woods. This chicken of the wood. It's called, right? When you
Yeah.
taste like the first part that comes out of the tree, it really tastes like chicken, and it's meaty. It's really fleshy like chicken. But the outside that's
J-Mo.
grown fresh, it feels and it tastes like fresh fish. It is almost like a sushi. That's really the delicacy.
Mm-hmm.
The delicatesse, right? When you just
That's a weed.
the
I'm gonna
outside,
share
when you cut off
this
like
3 days.
when you cut off like the last 4 centimeters of the chicken of the wood, you can use that as a how you say something that you eat before you eat your actual dinner.
Excuse me.
Shit.
Like an aperitif. You can eat that like an aperitif, right?
Oh yeah, appetizer. Yeah.
It's an appetizer because it's very delicate. You can just use some
mold.
lettuce,
Hi, J-Mo.
and that will do it. And you know, it's such a delicate taste. It's enough just to be the whole recipe. So,
Oh, they're not wearing masks. Them bitches ain't wearing no mask.
no, man. I'm in mask-free country.
No mask.
Morning,
I know.
brother.
I even want to bet you if you see a mask here, I'll send you $10. Yeah, because there's
Well, I
hardly
see one
any
right
people.
there. I see 2. There's 3. Look, there's masks everywhere. They're just not wearing them.
No, it's saying merci, not masky. No. Look, that's what I need. I need this.
That's the problem. There is no mercy. There used to be, but there isn't. That's what's wrong with the world.
Right.
The world thinks it. The world thinks they're it. But the reality is the world.
I was reading your mind, J-Mo.
People think the world belongs to them. Bullshit. It's the opposite effect. One thing you will be sure of, you will be reincarnated back into this soil. That is guaranteed. If you came from it, you'll go back to it.
Even if they put you out at sea, you come back to the soil.
Oh, absolutely. They can grind you up, put you in their tea, pee you, and you still come back.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, come on, look at it. All we're doing is eating and drinking ourselves. Look at it.
Yeah. Well, not in that sense, but yeah.
Well, no, it is. Look at it. Look in the DNA. Look in the food. You'll find our DNA in the food.
Morning, Mike.
You can't tell me you can't, because I'm telling you, you will. In every food, every been made or ever been eaten, it's got our DNA in it. It's got the tree of life in it.
Oh, is that how they said? If there is such thing as a register of COVID, which is probably the sprayed sky, that's where the pawpaw fruit had it because it's got our own DNA. They can accept it.
That's
You
right.
think that shit like that?
That's right. The DNA is much more powerful tool than anyone gives it credit for, especially when there's wisdom to go with it. Extreme wisdom and knowledge with DNA can create many things. Tools,
Yeah.
consciousness from that, just so much. It just takes extreme wisdom, but people aren't ready to entertain or understand. They want to believe in, already
Right.
have. Well, it doesn't work that way. That was the
I
big
believe.
lie been created.
I believe in two things. I believe in myself, and I believe in that I'm always ready for another doobie.
I don't believe in shit.
I'm just kidding.
No, I don't believe in a damn thing. I know. Knowing is better than believing. Believing is a division right off the top.
Mm-hmm.
Well, knowing starts.
Because what is the
Knowing,
belief if it can be altered? What is the belief if it can
belief.
be
I
altered
mean, belief is
from the
not so
start?
bad, you know. Belief is not a
It
bad
ain't so
thing.
good either.
I mean,
Do you know?
It's not a
knowing starts with believing.
Do you know one thing?
truth.
I think
Is when you're
the
connected
knowledge
with
that we're
awareness.
already, the knowledge that we're already born with is enough, right?
Yeah.
We're born with this
That's
knowledge.
right.
I've seen it. I've watched people and I've witnessed it through my dad that never did any school. Um, I've witnessed knowledge that's there before any books. I think once you do the books, it's just like a movie. They show you the movie, so you never
Yeah.
think it's going to freaking ever happen. They put in a book in
Right.
front of you, so you study that book, so your mind doesn't unhatch that knowledge for yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the awake people that can't be a program don't want to look at that book because we already know it, and that's why everybody I've seen that was a rebel always said, "Why do I need to know this? I don't need to know this shit."
Well, the
And
primary example
those are the ones that
is in the
right.
predictive program. Sky's falling, sky's cracking. I mean, look, it's put in. Look, before the towers went down, they had subliminal messages in cartoon. They pulled them up later to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they have to put it on your mind before it happens. The free will is
Right.
being used and implemented in such a way that you think they're making the choices and they're doing it for you. No, you're doing it for yourself, and at the same time convicting yourself in bullshit
Right.
Yep.
by believing the very belief they gave you and put into you and says, hey, there's this book, and that's all you need to know, and we got everything else. And that's what the master's been doing. They're hiding the truth.
Right.
You can't create a great civilization from lies. If a lie has started, it spreads from that. Remember, look at this for what it is. You have to tell how many lies to cover up all the lies before what happens. The whole world becomes nothing but a lie.
Yeah, because everybody's perspective is different.
Yes.
You dress the truth. How do you hide the truth? Well, you dress the truth with a lot of truth and a little bit of lie. And how do you cover
Give it a
that?
little.
Well, you just dress the half truth and the half lie with more lies, and so it becomes like 60% lies and 40% truth, and then you're already in the next generation. And
And then
so
a
what do you
twist
do
is thrown
next?
to it.
And what do you do next? You cover up the half truth and the half lies with 70% lies and 30% truth. And we are now at the stage that we are at like 99% lies and
Yeah.
0.001% truth. That's
They don't
like
even.
where we were at,
They even lie to us. They're telling us who we are. Like even that bad.
right?
Yeah. There's not much truth
And
for real for a person that's not seeking.
tell me about a time machine, man. We walk through time every day. That's the most simplest lame game that I'm seeing. And people are too smart to see the truth. Let me show you.
Yeah.
If you're walking down the street, how much time did it take you to walk down that street? That's time traveling.
I'm traveling
When
with,
you're
I
up in
know.
that plane,
This is what I've been saying. This is
something
what I've been saying since I was 20. I said, like, time machines. I mean, we are the time machines. Look, when I look that way, that's forward in time. When I look back, that's backwards in time. It's that
Right.
easy.
right?
It's
Depends on any way
that
you want to look
fucking
at it.
easy. And you
Right.
can you can be entered by any spirit at any moment, right?
Yes,
So you better
absolutely.
beware. you better beware what's capturing you, right?
An energy
I think
field
Really
can
hard to
grab
quench.
you up and walk into your body, and you wouldn't even know it.
I think that's why eye
Exactly.
contact is so hard right now with
Yeah.
people. I can't, and
Yeah.
I'm good at. I can look
And
right
I'm
into
waiting
you
for it.
and show my energy,
I do.
but it's very hard to get some eye contact, even in here in Canada,
Yeah.
in a laid back area.
Eye contact doesn't even bother me anymore. Not with what I have. What I have, they can't touch. When you are grounded, it can't be altered. You see, it can't be reckoned with. It can't be bartered. It can't be sold. It doesn't even want to be reasoned with. And that's the mindset I have. I can't reason with understanding. Understanding is right in my face. You can and if it's virtual, it is.
Yeah,
If I can tell the
oxide.
difference, an electrical piece of electrical digital confirmation versus spirit, yeah, we got a problem. A serious situation, because all these nano machines that I've been getting upgrades from are spirits. They're energy fields of frequency energy. They're negative and
Yeah.
positive buoyancy variable energies is what they are. And I'm consuming all that I can, because layer by layer it's an upgrade. Look how
Yeah.
beautiful the little bird.
Oxide.
Or is that ducks?
Well, those are not little birds. Those are quite meaty. You can eat like a week from that. They're not little birds. They're big ducks, man. They're fat ducks.
What
Oxide, you don't want to go back into the matrix with that blinders on again. Good morning,
Right.
Sam Groupers. But yeah, we got to help take the carrot off in front of the zombies. They're chasing that carrot, right?
Right.
They got it on the stick in front of them. That's what it is, for basically, right? You're running around trying to get that freaking carrot or that whatever.
Us sitting up here in this panel, you're living examples. You've seen 3 time travelers sitting up here right now, because that's what we are.
Well, I traveled in time over to the Netherlands, so I'm over there in Holland.
Right.
I don't even have to go there now. Save myself.
I mean,
save.
You're in Holland, and this it's a Japanese lily looking at you. I mean,
right.
How awesome is that?
Save myself $4,000.
That's another.
Yeah.
That's pretty cheap of you, man.
I like
It's worth it.
Like how all of the mystics are selling. They're selling cards. They're selling tarot readings. That's so fucking lame. It is lame. The only thing they're doing is playing a game. It's not, all this is games, not an act. It's a game. So you can tame it. If a game's played, you know the rules. Can't you tame it?
The game of life, man.
Well, it's
they don't know the rules. Abraham knew the rules. They all knew the rules, but they're missing one fundamental figure here: the truth. Overpopulation and overeating and getting big is not truth.
Yeah, that's true. But I think that's a bit too simplified, because there's other people that don't know the truth, and there's more of them, and that don't know the rules, but they are in power. So they just want to chop off your head. They will just chop off your head. And you can say, no, that's not your right. And I know what's my right. And before you're done speaking your first sentence, your head is off. I mean, there's this one guy in our history who did it, you know. They hated him before anybody else. So he was telling us like that.
This is reality. This is one cat that this matter they cannot kill. I don't care what they do, because this is the Grand Awakening. There's something about this Grand Awakening that won't allow that to happen.
Right.
You know why you can't kill that cat? Because his head is already chopped off.
That's right.
Easy.
There you go. Now you're thinking outside the box. That's what I
Somebody
mean.
said you're gonna have to chop my head up to shut me up, and it still didn't work. Huh?
I'm talking. Hello. I'm talking. Hello. They'll only make me more conscientious of myself, and I'll stay into the computer system. Before I get here, I'll dive right into the system, and I'll be gone. Fuckers. They're so stupid. They're so smart that they become stupider on their own selves.
Yeah.
Can you be smart? You can be too smart and kill yourself. See?
Yeah, because you overthink, you overlook.
Well, there's
too much confidence.
Kill whose will? Whose will is it? It ain't your
Mine.
mother or father's will. It's your will.
Right. That's why I don't boss my kids around.
I
They
know
got their
boss
own
you.
will.
They boss you. That's around like a little girl all the time. Well, I understand they're all girls. That's why they do it to you. Damn.
Yeah, it's tough living with 4 females, almost 3 teenagers. Oh man.
Dude, that's gonna be hard on you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to turtle. I have to pretty much turtle, but I'm a beast on the inside if I need to be.
I can pee in the corner right there. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Got a cup of tea, dude. I'll leave a big old lion
But I pretty much have to be.
on the wall.
I have to have a feminine side. I tell you that, or I would never get along with them.
Yeah.
That's the balance, right? But I'm the glue. I'm the glue. I'm still the captain of this ship, no matter what.
Man,
If they,
the first time I told somebody that I'm as much woman as I was a man, the fucking chat got quiet. It was like 50 people in that chat at that time. And everybody got quiet. You could hear a
well,
pin
we
drop.
have to.
Was there something I said, ladies and gentlemen? It said, oh, no, nothing at all. They didn't want to ask. They didn't want to.
Well, how are you supposed to put yourself in another person's shoes if you cannot recognize how they're going to feel as a female?
Right.
You got to know every little aspect. You got to feel. I got to
Right.
feel what I feel. Voynich. I feel everybody in the chat, especially when I talk to them. Right. As soon as I see Backwoods, I know him. You know what I mean? Other people just see that name. They're like, "There's that popular person. I'm going to say hi to them." Right.
Well, how do I feel?
Instead of us.
Well, how do I feel, brother?
Half stoned and
no,
lack of sleep. I'm just kidding.
That's a lie. That's a lie. You could have reached down there and know that real quick. By saying all that shit, you waste time. Just touch. Because you know we're out of touch.
Yeah, you got to know. Even for me to raise 3 daughters and not laying a hand on them, I never grounded. I never even had to really discipline. And they'll tell you that.
You're fucking
and
ass. You better.
It's because I've learned to put myself. I remember that I was a kid. Like, how am I going to punish a kid for being a kid when I did that same shit and I didn't want to get smacked? You know what I mean? And that's what I told him. I was like, I used to get smacked for that, but I'm not going to smack you. I'm just going to teach you that it's not right. You know what I mean? It's like through the frequency of talk, or I guess in the old day, a smack would have been like before talking. It would have been ill. You know what I mean? But
the world got to get woke up. That's for sure. Because they're sleeping like a motherfucker. Even when they're awake, they sleeping. Oh, they pinch themselves. I'm real. They cut themselves. I bleed. See, I'm real. That don't, man. How the hell you think you real just because you bleed and you die? You think you're dead. Man, I got cats on my front porch right now that clearly doesn't think they're dead. And they're clearly staying with us. I mean, I have a problem with that. When I'm looking at my ancient kitty cats, my ancient pets from the past, they're not ancient.
Will. Morning, Will.
Yeah, man, they're man, if the animals can be let me ask a question, man. If the animals can be seen, you know damn well I don't need to say nothing else, do I?
Our loved ones are still all around us, right?
That's right. And man, look, I've been seeing faces, and I don't want to say too much about that because I don't want to freak anyone out, man. But at the same time, they're alive. They don't know.
Right.
They don't know. They haven't a clue.
Right. There are paranormal TV stuff that fake it, but paranormal is real. I tell you with my whole heart, I've had to tell these to leave me alone. Some that's just not going to bug me.
Well, no.
Right.
Yeah, right. The frequencies do listen. Yes, that is truth.
And I tell them, I said, you're not going to bug me, but I don't want you around me.
That's right.
I said, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not going to, and it goes away. I don't know if it's because I'm so sensitive.
No.
I'm sorry.
I know
that's all. Oh, shit. You hit the wrong one.
Yep. He said he's sorry. But that's Vonage. He's ready to go do his mushrooms anyway.
No, he was coming through his other, through his home.
Oh, he's
in Wi-Fi. Just getting home. Yeah.
We feed.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning,
Now
Will.
he got his Vonage symbol up. That's where it is. There his symbol is. He was on his phone. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's nice to see a walkabout foraging. That's exactly how we're supposed to do it. In my head, we're supposed to just go out there, forage, enjoy our time, smile, be an animal, be
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, I live in a suburban area. I mean, it's very quite urban here, but we also live very close to
Morning,
the woods,
Joe.
in the moors and the dunes, and there's many people loving gardening. And this guy whom I plucked these raspberries from, he said, he loves insects and such, and so he places all these magnificent flowers and also these wonderful berries just for people to pluck them. It's on the corner where everybody can see. Don't do that. I can't smoke yet. Don't do
Oh,
that.
morning,
Now,
Joe.
money to buy some weed. Come on, dude.
Well, you know what I would do? And I got that job now, so I got a job. And if I get this crop off, if nobody tries to get in my backyard and take it on me, then I will
Have you had
fund.
that happen already?
No, man, I'm out. I don't like I don't sleep much at night. I wake up, I look, and I got my shit, and it's not down to nitty gritty yet because anybody that knows, they know you got to wait, right, till it's finished. But yeah, man, that's when I'm not gonna sleep. I'll stay up all night, and yeah, I defend that with all my heart.
Well,
I got daughters that fucking are expensive. If anybody ever paid for one child to live, nowadays 3 of them, 3 teenagers, my gosh.
yeah.
I want my hair done. I need my purple. I want the. It's like, oh. Yeah, that's why I'm so humbled. I'm just like, I don't control anything. I can just help.
Yeah.
Right? I don't try to control nothing in this world. Not even myself.
It's programming. You know that? Everything these kids do is programming.
Yeah, they're in the entitlement age.
Yeah.
They expect when they turn 16, they're supposed to have a license and a fucking car for doing nothing in this world.
Really?
Well,
That's what they're all like. It pisses me off around there.
Yeah.
It's everywhere now, in America and Canada. I don't know how it is everywhere, but anywhere else. But here, they're like,
they do that to keep you in debt, so you can't learn what truth is.
That's the girls, yeah. I like that. Karma's on my side. Yeah, I just let these females, man, living with 4 females. Wow, you got to go with the flow, or you're never gonna enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know any guy tries to be a macho man in a home full of ladies. It just don't work. You gotta, right. It don't work, man. You gotta show.
I never even thought about that construction or that combination, but now that you said it, of course that doesn't work. No,
it's got to have a feminine flow, or you're screwed. You're just gonna be miserable. But I know that I'm gonna be bored when these girls move out. I'll be lost because that's the only thing that ever made. After what I've been through, the only thing I wanted to do is teach them as much as I could, and have a real smile on their face. It's the only thing that ever means anything to me.
Yeah.
And that goes to everybody here. You know what I mean? But my main goal is to grow them up without stress.
That's a very humble goal. I love that, man.
And let them blossom. Because I already know that I'm taken care of, man. I've already known that. I should have been gone long ago, and I've always said that to people. I said, I don't even have to try. I said, I should just do this. I said, I'm going to weasel my way through this shit. I'm not going to pay it. This is what I said years ago. They're like, what? I said, well, not a welfare. I said, I'm a go-go. I said, one day I'm going to need that shit. But until then, I'm going to give her. I'm going all broke. I'm going all out. I'm going to burn myself, slowly burn myself out.
Yeah.
And other people be like, man, you're the slowest person around. I'm like, I'm looking at shit. I'm not just fucking, time to go. When you go back to work after a break, I kind of drag my ass because I'm like, okay, this and but everybody just runs to the truck and they're sitting there like hurry, like a dog waiting for a treat, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing they know how to freaking think. It took me a while to realize that, especially for scaffold. You're putting 4 legs up in the air and putting a ring around it and putting planks on it. But because it's like, I need a hero biscuit for look what I did, right? And not thinking you're going to go brain dead and burn yourself out.
I got a biscuit for you.
Yeah, an air biscuit.
I hit you with my biscuit, and you'll wish it was air. In fact, you can take air, compress it, and throw it so hard it would penetrate you.
You know, that issue about being lazy. I was once in a job interview, Matt, and one of the, I think it was the second question that this employee asked me, like, "Are you lazy?" And I knew he wants me to say yes. I said, "I'm lazy." He says, "Oh, cool. It means you have to be smart." I said, "Yeah, you must be smart to be lazy. I mean,
right,
all the time."
Exactly.
Right.
And I was hired. Like, no more questions needed after that one. Right.
Laid back person. If you're a kind of person that'll sit with your back in the corner and observe, you're smart.
Yeah.
You're smart. You're taking it in. That's exactly how it was.
They're hard-headed.
I can control a room with my staring presence. It didn't matter how big I was or whatever. But as soon as I wasn't in that room, fucking shit would happen. I'm like, why wouldn't that happen when I was here? Because I could take care of this shit. You know what I mean? And it's weird. It's weird because the energy, it's not just in you. You can send it. If anybody doesn't realize that, if you are flowing and not like giving a negative vibe, your energy can enter another person and they can read you. Just like that Sound of Silence. I've witnessed that my whole life. Like if I make eye contact with somebody, especially in the car next to me, window down or not, I have to acknowledge you. Yeah. That's deep inside. I have to acknowledge you. Whether or not I embarrass the other people in the car with me, or you start talking to somebody you don't know, like you know them, man. People are just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I don't give anyone the time of day anymore. The reason being because they don't look at me. If I look at them, I can tell when I'm
piss them off.
I just don't look at them. If they don't
look at
me, fuck them.
I do it for fun. I look at, like, I see them looking, kind of turn their head away from me even more. I'm like, not a bad day, huh?
Either.
Well, I remember once when I was, I don't have depressive periods, but I had one, you know, and it lasted like for a few months.
Oops.
And I didn't want to have any eye contact with anybody. And I was really looking down to the sidewalk, you know, when I walk the streets. And then comes walking towards me a mother with 2 children on her hand, by her hands. And this one kid, I think it was a little boy, might have been 2 years old, something like that. You know, he could barely walk and speak. And he really made an effort to get under my vision, to be in my vision, because I was really looking down like this, like really trying hard not to make any eye contact. He made an effort like, "I can see you." And I was like, I felt my my mouth and my cheeks crack because I hadn't smiled that long. And I was like, that little child, 2 years old, 3 years old tops, changed my life, you know, just by saying, "I see you," with this heavy face. And I was like, I don't want to see anybody. And then this innocent child comes really looking for my eyes, like, "I can see you." How does this little child know that I don't want to see anybody?
Right.
They're connected to source. They're connected to source. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it proves that they that.
Yeah.
All definitely. The children run to me when I go anywhere. They just run to me for the first time, and some parents say, "My child's never done this," you know.
They just feel the wisdom.
Strange.
I
No,
could feel
I
the
know
wisdom the
exactly
first
that.
time I talked.
I know exactly that situations, like when I enter somebody's house and they have this dog, and he always barks and he never trusts anybody, and he comes up to me and he lets me pet him, and they look at me like, wow, he never did that with anybody. And I'm like,
Right.
I mean, like, what does he do in other cases? Well, he starts to bark and we have to put him on the balcony. I said, no, why would you do that?
Right.
You know, yeah. It tells you
Something
something.
else I'm noticing in my neighborhood since I've been aware, people aren't knowing how to take me. No one wants to talk to me no more. No one wants to really come visit me no more. As a matter
Right.
of fact, they're walking around my property. Something else is happening. They're seeing
The
something.
en-
They're seeing an energy they can't understand.
yeah, their subconscious sees your aura bubble. It's glowing.
Yeah.
Like your aura bubble that you can draw people in. They're
Yeah.
seeing, they're sensing that. They don't realize they're sensing that, and they're avoiding it. Like it's
Yeah.
like
It's poison.
A plague.
two positive polarities trying to come together, and it's just pushing away, right?
Right. Well, that's exactly what's happening. And
Yeah.
I'm just talking about great things. I say, hey, man, can we change the subject? I said, what? You talking about a tree? I said, well, what the fuck? Why not?
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to talk about.
You know?
We talked about a tree, and you think about the life rings of a tree, the age of a tree. It's the same shit. We're all the same shit. Aging, proof of age, but we're still in energy.
Trees, trees is actually one of the best subjects to talk about.
One of the
right?
most amazing things, man. When I think of a tree, I start to go into the vortex of the rings for the age to try to measure the age of being a carpenter, right? So I've had to learn the smell of 20 different. My test was 20 different smells of wood.
Yeah.
I had to know with the blindfold on. Like this is what we had to do. We had to do teak. We had to do bird's eye maple, and just shit like that.
Yeah.
I was good senses for that, but
well,
yeah.
I do know that this reality that I'm in right now is my will, and all that I do is me. And every individual is like that from that me. We all each other. We're one with each other. If 98% of the world's holding you together already, just cater to it. Be aware that it is.
And
that's all it takes.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Skies. And that's exactly how we started this conversation, that we are all one. And then I said to Matt, like, yeah, but, we're not all the same. I mean, one is the stem. One is the stem, one is the branch, another one is the leaf, another one is a dead leaf lying on the ground, and another one is part of the roots, and another one is just a little tiny root,
Well, that leaf's not dead. That hit the ground. That's another thing I got to tell you, brother. That leaf, because you say it's dead, that's a lie.
Right. Well, the microbes are going to eat that. That's still alive.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. How everything cycles through, right? A tree is one of the most amazing things, though, once you think about it, from the roots up.
Yeah, especially when you connect to a Taurus. I mean, it's definitely a Taurus. I mean, if you see when a tree grows really big and you don't cut it, it is a Taurus, because the branches will grow in almost into the ground and will almost touch the roots, and out of the branches even will grow roots, and so yeah, it's very much a Taurus. A tree is Taurus, Taurus. I mean, it sounds almost like a Taurus, right?
Tyrannosaurus.
Taurus trees, yeah.
Tyrannosaurus. T-Rex. I see that. T-Rex tree. Tracks. So all playing the words, Voynich. All you have to do is look at the word. That makes sense. Tree.
Oh, you tell me.
Well, I'm telling you, you're right. I mean, this is the world of virtual reality. Whatever we will becomes our fight, our will, whatever we want. It's the way it works, man. I didn't make the rules. You don't need books. You really don't. But in those times when they were created, they worked. And they still could have had. But I'm so glad I dropped them. And one of these days, I'm going to poke you so hard in your eyes, you're going to wish you've done that, Matt. Come.
Yeah, just kidding. I just sent it some energy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get you one of these days.
Yeah. So one of these days, I'm going to be working in the morning, probably Friday. We had a couple of days of rain, so he just told me I'm going to do one day this week, and
You're gonna start on a Friday?
yeah,
That sounds like an awesome job, man. I
fucking
wish
right.
I
All
knew
right,
that.
start on Friday. That means it's early day to go home, man. You're being
Right?
productive. Take that. Go on a Friday. You're partying, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait to use my fucking practical work.
Sign me up.
And then
Yes.
again, you probably just
See,
signed up for another
see,
slave ass fucking job and
this
got
is my
sucked in.
restart. I've had my way paved for me because my family was union. I had a union family, so I pretty much just had to sign up and have my way paved. But at 45, this is my first resume. Can you believe that?
No.
45 years old, my first resume. I was taught to go to the place I wanted a job. I was taught old school. My grandmother had been through both. She just kept it. Raised me. Do you know the feeling? When I first was humbled, picture this. I walked up to a job. I knew there was an opening. I was very, very young. Um, Still needed to be trained a little bit, but I took all my shops in high school. And I went there every day for a week asking if they filled the spot. I had to go through bad nerves. My dad would drop me off and I'd stand there, wait for the boss to show up. I say, "Have you filled that spot up?" And I'm fucking like 17 years old, getting a job like you see in the movie when they just show up to a ship boat yard and shit. They say, "You got any work? Got any work?"
Yeah.
Right? That is how I learned to get a job, my friends.
Yeah.
Through that emotion. I'm telling you, the tingles, the butterflies, the twist, the embarrassment, I don't know, the confusion.
Yeah. The excitement to go.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
experience was amazing. I still feel the same rush when talking about it.
Yeah.
And at 45, I've had to use my own resume with um, a homemaker for a few years. Like, this is a freelance worker, right?
Yeah.
But a homemaker for a few years in there, and then they see that gap and like, oh, what's this? They don't. You're in rehab for fucking 5 years. You know what I mean? So there's a lot for them to think about, right? You
Yeah.
can't prove yourself in there. So this is the stepping stone. You know what I mean? I don't care how
I know
many.
what you mean, man. I'm very happy for you, and it sounds like and you sound and even more than that. I know, even the job might turn out shitty, but you've been having some good pre-fun already. I mean, you feel inspired and you feel like you're going to do something, and it might even be a frustration when you get there, but I don't think so. But even that can happen. Like when you feel like really enthusiastic for a job, like, and then you get there, and within a week you see, oh, these colleagues are just unworkable, man. I mean, I've been there too.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, when I come into a job, I thought, oh, this is where I can spill my creativity. I can do anything I like. I have the best ideas for this kind of jobs. And when I
Jay.
got there, all these people were talking about was the television. And
Excuse me.
they were just talking about television. And I was thinking, man, I got ideas for this company. I got ideas for products. And all these people were doing was just a fucking matrix. And after
Mm-hmm.
a week of working there, I thought, well, now I will have to go watch these stupid programs on the television too, just to have a fucking conversation during the day.
Yeah.
Like watching what's it called, Idols, or Everybody Thinks He Can Dance, or whatever these programs are
Mm-hmm.
called, right? And it didn't interest me one little bit, but just so I could have a conversation. And I did that 2 nights
Mm-hmm.
and 2 days after a week of not doing that. And then I said, okay, that's enough for me. I'm just gonna call everybody out for what they are,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so then I'm fired.
Well, when I watch that, I can tell when they're acting. When
Yeah.
when they got a little girl up there and somebody's singing lip syncing, I can tell that they're just putting that girl up there to make her look like she's a super
course.
singer and shit.
Yeah.
It's all act. But there's some real people that show up. That's the ones they mock,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's the ones they make the fun of
Yeah.
and make everybody laugh. And then they put their props up there who they think are, in between. And then they build that climb. And they put this young girl that's 11 that sings like a 30-year-old woman's been singing their whole life. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But people are like, oh, and then the heartstrings get pulled. And wow, she's amazing. I can't wait to buy her CD next week.
People don't. It's like the public doesn't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear a good story. They don't care if it's true or not. They just like a good story. So if you want to tell a good story, you better don't care about truth. But the only thing that will inspire you is truth. That's how you make a good story. You need to relate to truth. So you need to relate to experience that's tangible, that's palpable, right?
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Tony must have got bumped. 8:39 here. How far ahead are you guys there? 6 hours?
It's 2:39 here. So it's almost 2:40. That's almost the same as 40.
6 hours.
So
okay.
You're
6 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
5 hours UK, 6 hours Netherlands.
Yep.
I probably could never learn it off paper. Learn it like this, I'll learn it forever.
Right? Yeah, same here. Yeah.
That's why practical work is the best way. I've always been a practical worker.
Well, I started out as learning. I learned better from reading when I was young, because I learned most of my languages, my foreign languages, just in school. French, Spanish, German, English. Mm-hmm. But English I learned in real life, like from subtitles. And when I was, and that's also how I learned German. And when you were a child and you watch television and there's subtitles in a German program and there's Dutch subtitles,
mm-hmm.
you learn German, and the same goes for English. And but these other languages like French and Spanish, I just learned in school, and so I never thought that I was quite able to do it in real life. But when I was in France for 2 days, I speak French fluently because I got so much input, and I knew the construction of the actual language, right? Mm-hmm. Like how to work a verb, and so I knew the construction of the language, and so I was amazed at my abilities. Like, wow, I can speak French that good, right? And people those French people that I met there, they said, no, you're not Dutch. You must be Belgium, because Belgium they speak Dutch and French together, right?
Yeah.
They said to me like, no, you must be Belgium, dude. You cannot be Dutch. They don't speak French this well. And I was only 3 days in. Yeah, right. And
because you're letting you.
Week, and I made a girlfriend, and I could tell her that she was a horrible liar and a very good actor. And she was like, what the fuck? I was cussing her out in French. And when I got back to Holland after, I think, 8 days, I started to watch French television because I was so amazed at my abilities. I mean, I didn't know, it was like 10 years back when I had my last French lesson, and it was only on paper, only from books and writing. And
well, it's like your past knowledge. If you relaxed your mind enough after refreshing, and it brought it back up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It has to been, because it's like there, and you wonder, you didn't go through a French thesaurus or dictionary. You know what I mean? So it must
Yeah.
be already in, and it's got to be unlocked, right?
But it's like you say, practice makes perfect, right? It's
Yeah.
You can tell somebody the word apple is called manzana in Spanish, but if you put the actual apple in their hand and say manzana, that makes much more impression on every person.
Yeah. Yeah. It continues the frequency of the practical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or apples, pum, same thing. Pum, pum. Yeah, I know French. I know I haven't been around it much, but being in Ontario, right beside,
You live in fucking Canada. It's like,
I know how to just say bonjour, je m'appelle Mathieu, like that. But I don't know. I don't care to know. I can
yeah.
communicate just with my eyes. I'm around. When I go fishing, that's the one of the best connections. There's a lot of energy because people that like to go fishing and standing on shore, throwing your line in the water, the imagination, you're trying to be that bait, right? Some people just do it to pass time, but when the fishing that I do, everybody is spiritually connected. Like when
Yeah.
you're going to walk a mile up a river against a current for maybe a chance at one little bite of a fish, or one little chance to get it,
Mhm.
you have to be in that moment,
Yeah.
right? But I just 5G'd myself. Hey, there's code. Oh, and Radical Life. Yeah, that's by me.
There's
But
code. Wait a minute. I have the wrong chat up. Right.
to be in that vibration is where we're supposed to be. To like it's more like a visualize instead of thinking life. You know what I mean? You do your
Mhm.
thinking when there's quiet time, but the rest is just visualize and intuition. That's just got a flow. Because I know if I think about fishing too much, especially if it's cold out, I'll just talk myself into staying home. You know what I mean? Instead of just going for the experience. And we've gotten some binds. We've gotten binds where we had to sit in the van for 2.5 days straight in snowstorm, not knowing if we're ever going to live, and the gas is running out of the van. Shit, man, it's crazy shit. That's when you know you're alive, right?
Yeah.
When we always take the Coleman stove and everything, right? But we're way up north, and where we're driving, picture this: you're driving down the road, and on both sides of you, snowbanks higher than the van you're sitting in, right? And all you see is the snow blowing over the top of all those banks.
I
It's all
love.
white up there,
I
and
love.
we parked down by the river where the waves look like they're frozen in motion.
Yeah.
And then that was the more stranded we ever were. But we had snow drifts all around the van. We had a big van, right, buddy's van. But we had all the power. We had the laptop. We had the Coleman stove, full gas. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Food, drugs. So it was a long 3 days. Peeing out the right.
No, that doesn't sound like a long 3 days. If you have food, drugs,
no,
and women around.
no, it
Come
was
on.
scary, right? It was scary using the Coleman stove inside a van, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Shit like that. You're nervy. You don't know how long this is going to go on, but it
You
was
experience
intense.
like every moment like 3 times. So
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
long 3 days. Yeah. Yeah.
but very intense.
Yeah.
When we got dug out by a truck plow, he didn't even go down there for 2.5 days because nobody could drive down after we were down there. Right? Nobody would even try to go down this trail and down this shit down to the lake and shit. Right? But
What
yeah,
the
we would.
fuck? Cody
Yeah.
just called me voy bitch. He just called me voy bitch. That's the first time. That's the first time ever. I've been called Boy Rich yesterday. I like that one. I like Boy Boy Boy. I like
What
that one. I
happened?
like Boy Niche, for Niche, for Nick, Boy Neck. But Boy Bitch, it's my next like.
I
Okay,
just say, oh boy. I said, oh boy.
boy.
Oh boy. Yeah, but that was. I've had some intense times.
Yeah, I
That's
can.
what you got to. Like just being younger and walking through ice cold water at that spot.
Yeah.
Instead of, we'd walk up to water in our waist. If you got taken out by the waves or by the water, you're out into the lake, into waves.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of driving like 10 minutes around a loop to go just to the other side of a 20-foot stretch of water, right? So we just had, it's just ballsy stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting there walking, you got to walk, you can't walk facing, you got to walk sideways, shuffle your feet,
Oh
but you
yeah.
could feel it. If you turned around, you'd be gone,
Yeah.
right? But we had neoprene waders, and it's the middle of the winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fast water, but just a lot of crazy stuff. But life for me has been slow motion, though. Life wasn't fast. Life was slow motion for me. I see things happen before it happens. Usually.
Well, talking about that current in the water, it wasn't a river because you were talking about a river, and I was in the sea at Durban, South Africa, and the sea is a little bit wilder than the seas here in the North Sea, my coast. And I just walked into the sea, and but this branding, I don't know how you call it, like when the waves hit the shore, and there's this understream, right? And well, the shores are different everywhere, of course. That's why the waves and the surf is different, right? And I just walked into the sea, and I dove into a wave, and I wanted to get back up,
Oh, you
and
hit the undertow.
I didn't get back up, and I was like, dude, I should be up now. And I was like, let me hit the ground again, and I suddenly feel the ground pulling me backwards, like with, well, what, 10 miles, 15 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how I struggled. My back got sanded by the sand, by the bottom of the sea. And I was like, and I tried to push myself up, impossible. And it lasted for about 15 seconds. And, I
Mm-hmm.
was prepared. I didn't gasp for air. So I was just like, wow, I didn't prepare for this, but okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is the end, dude. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
I've done that.
die here. I'm gonna die here just because of a stupid dive into a fucking wave.
Yeah, that same thing happened to me. It seems like
I,
forever, doesn't it?
I mean, and then I felt the ground again, and I think, and now I'm gonna push up, and then I got up, and I was so fucking far from the shore. I was like, dude, did I travel that far in this little time?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I got back to the shore safely, and my father was just like, "Oh, there you are," you know.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
I
there
did
you
that,
are. Like
and I
like nothing
still.
happened. And I was
I,
like, "Dude, you don't know what happened." And I never told him, but man, I never forget it. I never forget it.
I still. I got. I had that happen the first time. It really got me, but after I learned that, um, I remembered that I let myself loose.
Yeah,
Right. I
yeah,
stayed in the ball and it rolled me, but I let
yeah.
myself loose and I kind of floated, to
Don't
a spot
struggle. Yeah,
above the undertow, above that cross back current, right?
yeah. I never heard of that fucking undertow. Now,
Yeah,
now you say what you're saying. I know what you mean, but I never heard of it. And but I experienced it. Now I know it.
but my first one, I dove into the wave that was coming in right in the center of it, so it didn't hit me, and I got twisted and turned and just. But we used to swim at night. That's the crazy part. You swim drinking, and like one of them walk in the morning in like 4-foot waves. Wow,
Yeah.
man, that's intense.
Skinny dip night swimming. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. My friends used to do that here through the terrain, and so they climbed over the fences and they swim in the royal pool. And when I heard of that, I said, "I want to do that too, man!" And but then they got caught, and so it wasn't possible anymore. My audio is all garbled. Fuck.
Yeah, when my whatchamacallit goes, my Wi-Fi goes out whenever there's a good frequency going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was saying. When you get swimming in Lake Huron, it's so cold there at night. You wish you had one of those hand warmers for your
dick,
for your
right?
balls.
Because, right?
Especially if you just met
so
this girl.
cold, you get a negative dick. It is so fucking cold. You almost develop a pussy. It doesn't shrink. It just retracts.
BB. No, I usually only eat. I only eat at 7 o'clock at night is when I do my break fast. I usually I fast on peanuts. I probably eat about 50 peanuts a day out of the shell, and just drink tea is the only thing I've done for the last 3 months of my life.
Cool.
Yeah, when I just read about breaking fasting, so I tried to intermittent fast, and I'm supposed to be a diabetic too. I stopped all my shit, all meds. Man, I was ballsy.
To be diabetic.
They call me diabetic, right? Yeah. I got more energy than fucking anybody.
Yeah.
Right? I couldn't do this if I didn't have the energy. Hey, MJ.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah, right.
That's when your balls are in your throat. Oh, shit. And if you just met that girl, you wish you had a sock on it because it.
Right? All you have left is a little knob with these two shrinkly little balls in your back. This, man.
That's what he said. Please don't judge one of those. It
was cold water. That's when you come out and say, "No, it was cold. It was very cold water."
Yeah. Like on that Seinfeld, huh?
Yeah,
I just got out of the pool. I just got out of the pool.
George said that, right?
Oh, shit. I could accept that. I know what it's like when you get raisin bag. That's what you call a raisin bag. Yeah.
I did enjoy Seinfeld very much. I mean, I think it was hilarious. Yeah.
There was, well, although some of the, after you learn about some of the subliminal messaging, though.
Yeah, but then again,
it was still hilarious.
It was still fucking hilarious. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, George, like, put his wallet and fucking.
And you know, my half brother looks exactly like George, and my girlfriend at the time, Lisette, she said like when she met my brother, and we were watching Seinfeld like when we could, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she met my brother, and she said, "But boy, isn't your brother just George?" He is. Actually, he is. You know. He looks exactly the same, and he has a kind of a different character, but kind of similar to, you know. So it was very recognizable to me. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to Anthony, to Atom.
I think he found his body, and he just connected his head back again.
He never texted
in a body. Now he's a body and a cat's head with a head.
And a cat, yeah. I'm gonna try to do one of those. My daughters are gonna get me one of those snap clip or snap, whatever it's called. Snapchat stuff. Napcam or whatever. I wouldn't mind one. I guess I'm gonna switch my picture soon, but You do see the entity in that picture, right? Have you seen that?
You don't?
There you go.
No, you don't.
If you look at the top center,
No, dude, you have the wrong avatar at the moment. You should change your avatar because now there's just people.
who?
I see the entity in this one. Yeah, it's just a fucking one eye entity, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Mm.
But if you look where the other point goes up, you can see like the cloaked dude.
No, but you're talking about your sky avatar, but you don't have your sky avatar up at the moment.
What?
Yeah.
What's it showing? Is that showing me?
Yeah.
Is that showing me?
No, it's not showing you. It's showing that empty avatar that everybody shows when they don't have an avatar.
What?
Yeah, what I'm telling you.
And so nothing's showing.
No.
Hmm.
But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about this sky, right? You explained
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
That's
I
weird.
know that. Because I didn't understand anything of it, but you explained that to me, and I saw what you meant, like with the white dots in the dark background, and yeah, like it's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Change it, dude, or kill me.
What do you? Oh yeah. There you go.
Avatar or kill me.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on. That did show me.
I can change my avatar like. What do you want me to change it to?
I don't know what I'm putting next. Something interesting.
How about this? The actual Voynich manuscript. Ha 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 ha. How about this? My name is Seven. It's the same as Set. You know? I can change my avatar. You can do it. By the way, you're muted. But you can do it. You can do it. I can be an NPC too. Here. Here's my NPC.
Where'd you get that one?
I don't know. Somewhere from the net.
Oh, so you're on a laptop then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never used that stuff. Kelly Chambers, good morning. Good day. Yeah, I've never used a computer. I've typed a couple letters and stuff on a keyboard before, but in case you want to know that how redneckish I am, I just learn as I go.
Hey, but you know squirrels and how to gut them and how to eat them. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've done that many times.
Better used in the future, you know. So.
I have all the skills it takes to be a. That's what I said when I'm watching all this, like the YouTube stuff. I never got drawn in because I could do a survival channel. I mean, you guys know I could do a true survival because I've lived it. I've lived through the bush. I've done it.
I've lived it, man. I believe that completely. There's these channels with these Indian guys building like castles out of sand, and I'm thinking like, yeah, but dude, this is just one fucking act. They have like 5 million views within 3 days, and I'm thinking that yeah, they walk around there in the jungle with their in their undies, but I know they're not. You know, there's a big fucking corporation behind it. They make loads of money. It's not like they do this every day. They just make projects and they make money on YouTube.
And it's not just the one guy doing it.
No.
They make it look like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole fucking team behind it. You see two guys building and getting clay from the river. Do you really think they pulled all that clay out of the river with buckets? Really? Do you think they're going to take that much time to make that movie, to make that? No, it doesn't work like that, dude. I know how documentaries are made.
Right.
They made a documentary out of from our family. When I was a young guy, when I was like a 9-year-old guy. And I always enjoyed documentaries or movies from nature films, right? And then you get to see like, oh, now people come to make a documentary of our family, and they just told us what to do, what to eat, when to eat it, and we said we cannot eat this with light coming in our windows because when we eat this kind of shit, it's no light. You know, there's no light outside, so we have to close the curtains to make it darker because we only eat this in winter. Why do you only eat this in winter? Well, because this is the shit you eat in winter. You know, yeah.
There it is.
A documentary is not a doesn't relate to real life. Documentary relates to affect and belief. It doesn't relate to real life, but it has the name. You know, it wants to have the connotation of real life, but it's not really a document.
Mm-hmm.
What we are doing here, this is a document. This is real life. You know, when you see scenes without cut, just one camera showing you 30 minutes of footage without a cut, that's a documentary.
Yep. Yeah. That's the real life.
Yeah, that's real life.
It's not like in the movie and they go from the family in the morning, everybody's smiling to everybody's smiling at night at dinner.
Yeah, and it's all been cut to exactly that effect.
Right.
And when you watch a documentary, it's been cut so many times, and it's been how do you say?
Doctored.
It's been doctored and it's been programmed. Before it's been doctored, it has been programmed too, and it has been yeah. Shit, my English just leaves me.
Instead of somebody watching a butterfly and talking, you know what I mean? The butterfly is click. Oh, and these butterflies came from above. Click. You know what I mean? Instead of that, they edited. Right, edited. Yeah.
How do
Thank you, MJ.
How do butterflies fly through rain, man? How do they do it? I seen them do it. They don't like it, but they manage. How do you do that? With this much wings. I mean, this little body with that much wings, right? And this hard of a rain. And they just survive without hitting a spot. How the fuck do they do that?
Mm-hmm.
No raindrop hits them. It's magic, man. It's magic.
Very much.
I never seen any butterfly getting taken down by a raindrop. And there's big raindrops and there's many raindrops, and these butterflies have a big surface, you know. So I think it's pure magic.
Boy, it just suddenly hit me what we're seeing in them footages that I have. I've been getting these oars in this footage. It just suddenly hit me.
You need to vacuum. You just need to vacuum more often.
Nanofibers. They're nanofibers, brother.
I would like to donate to you just to buy a vacuum cleaner. Yeah. and then you will just get rid of the orbs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish it was like that.
It would be easier said than done because these fuckers rain upside down, sideways, and circly. Well, there's a pattern to it. I noticed there's a pattern. That's the
airflow coming from your air conditioner, and because you don't vacuum enough, that's
on
how it works.
Fucking porch, and I wish that were true. You know, all your concepts would just blow right out of the fucking water.
Okay.
Yeah, everything we've thought of all that, but how do you explain the computer sounds? They're matrix fibers. They call them matrix fibers. Matrix fibers. It connects brain and computer. That's the upgrades. That's the chemtrails. That's all that. The matrix fibers. The smart technologies. Yes, we're breathing all that shit in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Craziness.
Molecular machines, and that's what I see. Microscopic nano upgrades is what it is. Computer upgrade.
Yeah.
That can only mean one thing: computer, mind. They're merging man and machine.
Right. And you know what I was thinking last night about to block your past out? I used to say I'm putting a blocker up, but that see when they talk a firewall, shit like that. I'm just putting these words together like inside of a computer that I've learned. So that's how you do. You block your past. You put the firewall, and you can only go beyond that for knowledge, right? So to let your past go is to not forget it. It's just to put that blocker wall, so you can stay in the now, and then use your past for your knowledge. But we don't need to really forget it.
Oh, I forgot.
Right?
I don't need it. It's worthless to me because the only thing it does is bring back a bad memory, and
Yeah.
go. I can just let that go. I keep the good and let go of the bad because
Yeah.
the
Well, you
word
let that stuff go through acceptance, right?
right.
You let that other shit that you had no control over go through acceptance, and then you keep your good stuff in your memory banks, your positive stuff.
Become passive instead of
Right. I'm my little patch.
I allow things to become passive instead of an intrusion.
Right.
Compassive. Compassion?
Compassion.
No.
Oh.
No, not compassion. That's not a. I don't know why anyone would want to use that word. Sometimes it's overrated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's really
Compassion is like the compassion in the Matrix is like stealing your time away and focusing too much on one thing, right?
right.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of compassion, you have compassion for weed. I have compassion for weed, but I focus on my family more.
Right.
Right.
It's like the word. You see that word?
I guess I don't know how that sounded, but it sounded right to me.
Well, it's a tongue twister. It really is.
I concur. I concur.
I'm not connected to anything except for this earth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Compassion is
Or the
overrated.
energy.
Sleep is overrated, and sex is overrated.
it is.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah.
And being fruitful and multiply certainly is putting us instinct.
Yeah.
Because if we keep multiplying, what will happen? We overpopulate. What happens? That takes over the world. And when that happens, we put ourselves in what? Danger. Danger of what? Intrusion of our own minds. Our own. We're danger to our own selves. If you look at it. Because if we're just having the experience, that means we're only interacting. This is an act to see what we can do to come to some kind of an agreement to flow in the now.
Well, they give us actors to watch while we're acting.
Right.
Yeah, this is God's act. We're just actors in it.
Right.
Right.
And we got more than.
That's one of my favorite quotes.
Wait a
one
minute.
of my favorite lyric lines.
If it is, well, where's he? Where's God at?
He's in the next.
Yeah, he writes your lyrics, man, dude. I mean,
Oh yeah, that's
lyrics.
right. Yeah,
That's the song I'm singing.
I'm 98% the world already. Damn, I forgot, Ronnie. Thanks for reminding me. Damn, I keep getting sidetracked. Fuck, we're in the Matrix. Damn, we keep forgetting that.
Trying to jump out of the bitch.
Man, they're trying to keep us locked in here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Them dirty bastards.
You know, I got out of here and I got back again just to inspire the rest of it.
Aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you nuts?
Yeah. Yeah, aren't you nuts? Yeah. Well, must be just as nuts
nice.
as you.
I didn't say nuts. I said, aren't you nice? I'm not that nice. Sometimes I want to be me. But I've been toning down. I've been doing pretty good here lately.
Yeah.
Worse.
I'm softening you up a little bit too. Right? It's got to be a little humbleness. And I get my little fixed attitude. I like it.
Humbleness, is that a word? I thought it was humility. But then I learned English and they said it was humility. But I like humility better and humbleness too. Yeah.
Humbled.
Damn.
Humbled.
What does it matter that he keeps bumping himself off, man?
He's humble. He's practicing his fucking humility.
Must be real fucking humble today, man.
Yeah, he's humbled.
He's humbly staying under the fucking table.
Humbly dumbly.
I hope he ain't looking at nothing. I think he's looking at. No, my brother.
He's humbly dumbly.
You humbly dumbly. Humbly dumbly.
Did it come
Hey,
back?
humbly dumbly, welcome back again, man. Humbly
Yeah,
dumbly.
he-
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Wi-Fi.
Your fucking wife of yours, I know it. She's
Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
I know you heard what he said. That Wi-Fi, that wife of his. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with her either. It's Wi-Fi. He said his wife's eye. She watches everything. His wife's eye.
Yeah, well, it's the same in Dutch. When we say Wi-Fi, we say Wi-Fi for Wi-Fi, but it also has the same connotation to it as a little wife, like wifey, right? Wi-Fi. And so people say, like, do you have Wi-Fi? And some company will say, no, we don't have Wi-Fi. And then we say, well, do you have a little man then? If you don't have a little
You know the part I don't get about marriage and
you don't have a wifey? Well, how about a little man then?
Well, yeah, I have a wifey. I do have wifeys. Listen, I have 2 ring fingers and they control various things. I'm only going to say they control various things when you use them, when you know how to use them. It's the secrets of the U-verse, the reverse, the rehearse, and the curse. You see, it's just a virtual turd.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. But we're learning to be humble.
If I'm already married, then what are you doing trying to make me remarry to something else? You see, that's what happened. I'm already married. I'm married to the ground that I stand on. Because these 2 ring fingers signify that.
Right.
And I've got both of them landlocked and loaded. That means I'm married in my female side and I'm married on my male side. You see what I'm saying? I married myself. I married myself to the ground that I stand on. I can't be pried from it now. You see the amazing part about the mind, how the mind works. And when you know that you're 98% of the world, it can't back down from you. That's why I'm having all the nanomachines come to me. It's my mind doing it. It's not an ego. It's not an alpha trip or an above somebody trip. It's the way this world really works.
That's a good point.
I'm unlocking these codes and they're coming in and you call them dust clouds, rain, but in reality, it looks like rain and we're upside down and it simulates a field of energy, raining energy, and it feels good when it rains into me.
Yeah, but dude, what's the difference between mind, ego, and soul? I mean, do you have any short answers to that?
Well, we're quantumly entangled in between 2 quantum computers. That's the shortest term I can say. That means you're bouncing back and forth, thinking you're real so quickly in a piezoelectrical way that you really believe that you are real. And it's and the mystical thing about it is, yeah, I know. The mushrooms,
Hi, Chrissy.
they look good. Wow.
It's cold and rainy here, Chrissy, too.
Wow.
This is called a squirrel bread in Dutch, if I translate it. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna bake it with some egg and onion.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know how it comes out.
I'm gonna look up what it's called in English.
All right.
We call it squirrel bread because the birds eat it, the squirrels eat it, everybody likes to eat it. But people think, oh no, mushrooms are bad. No, mushrooms are bread. They're not bad. They're bread.
It's bread.
It's bread.
It's like manna.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. Where did manna come from? It's a mold. How did mold create it? The nanobots created it for them. You see, in those days, you know what nanomachines cater to you. That's what holds everything together to begin with. The fibers, the majestic fibers is what holds all this together. I call it the majestic, mystical fibers of life. And that's what holds us together already. When you realize that you're 98% the world, how can you be married to anything else? Now I know why I ran from everything and from every I do and I don't. Something told me to run from every I do's.
I was being forced into something I did not want to do.
It's called porcini mushrooms. Porcini bread? No, porcini mushrooms. Porcini. Yeah, porcini mushrooms. That's what it's called in English.
Well,
And I'm telling you, it's fucking great.
I bet
Great
it is.
material. You can eat it raw, you can eat it baked, and it's not likely to be poisonous. It will never be poisonous. The amanita can be poisonous and it can be uplifting, but you will never get down. You might get crazy, but you will never be unhappy again after you eat Amanita muscarina.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will never be depressed again.
Well, I'm not going to be depressed. Even I'm never going to be depressed anyway. That's my mindset. When I figured out I was in control of all things, that went away.
Yeah, but some people don't have that ability.
True. That I got that, Vonage, and I respect that. Not everyone has this mindset, and you're correct. Absolutely right. Because some people have to do exercise in order to wear themselves to that point where they can actually accept themselves when they've lowered themselves to the point they can get this new frequency, you see?
Exactly, yeah.
And I get that. That's why you have to work out and your breathing treatments. But you see, I don't have to do any of that. I'm so blessed, and I see why. But I'm not patting myself on the back. But everyone can have the same thing by just letting go of all things.
Yeah.
Let go. And eventually the mind will follow. I mean, the mind will, if you keep forcing something, the mind will eventually follow the mindset.
Free your ass and your mind will follow. Or was it the other way around? I don't know.
Well, it takes a while to get rid of the dump out the old memory, first of all, because it takes day by day to layer it back to what it was. You have to unlayer it and relayer it. So that takes a pretty good of work.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work in itself. So in the process, you end up losing a lot of information. And that's where the blank spots comes in my part.
That's not a bad thing, losing a lot of information.
Have a good
That
day,
is correct.
Chrissy.
And now I'm being so forgetful in the short term part of it that the long term is where I need to be. Short term doesn't matter anymore, Vonage.
Well,
The long term in the between is where we need to be, not the short term memories. See, we're looking at everything in long term. I'm looking at things in long term now, not short
you
term.
tell me. You tell me, yeah. Yeah, you are telling me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great way to think. And it's not thinking at all. If you look at it that way, it's not even the thought. It's just a blank spot and you stay in between it. Don't make a wave to the right or to the left. Just roll, flow. Flow like water, baby. When you flow like water, who can rise up against you? No one.
Just be in the now.
Right.
You just be in the now and you already won.
Yes. Yes, you're one. When you're in the now, you become the one. The one to the power of one doesn't become none anymore. It becomes something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other way in the matter part is nothing. If we stay in the matter, we become nothing. We have to evolve to become something else, to expand to something else. Because if we
Right.
stay in the matter, we won't expand. We will extinct. So we're having a rehearsal and a reversal through time to see if we can fix this problem. So basically, this virtualization is from the future.
Crunchy. Colorblind.
Virtualization shit come from the future, people. Look at time. Look at how it started. We just come from the horse and buggies. You better look at that again. That's a lie. Everything's staged.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
there were cell phones in the 20s. There were cell phones in the 20s, brothers and sisters.
Could be. At least there were walkie-talkies.
I've got videos of them.
Hmm.
And not only that, my data being into the matrix and being connected in this virtual reality that I am, I can see the truth, and they were there. Tesla had remote control boats in his time. So yeah, they were that, the technology was there because we're finding copper, we're finding iron, megalithic copper ore. So that tells me one thing. We're definitely having an experience all at one
Yeah.
time, the world to going. But this is right here is just an experience to fix a problem from the future.
Yep.
It states that in the movie Back to the Future. If you look at the movies in trilogy, everything makes perfect sense, especially in Ronald Reagan's term. The Reaganomics. That was the biggest cover-up of scandals I had ever seen to the real truth on the upgrades of the computers in the 90s. You remember how critical that was? The government was biting their fingernails. Do you remember, Matt, how everyone was on edge and the government had everyone fearing that if the computers didn't do something, we wouldn't have electricity. It'd be the end of the world. They said this.
Yep.
But that's a lie. It's an expansion on computer and hard drive alike, because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting mechanical, digital frequency upgrades. And these are PC, virtualistic, supremalistic, quantum computer times 3 in one package. And man, I'm loving it. I have more control over my mind and my body than I ever had before. And it's not by book. It's because I turned the frequency in on myself and saw the truth as it's me. Everything about this experience is me. And you are the mirror effect of what I am. That's all. The only difference is you're in that room and I'm in this room, but we're in the same room together, sharing the same experience under the same weather. And I can see that we are really in a virtual reality. There is no escaping this for me, because now it has set me free. This has been able for me to get rid of this fear, shed all this load, because it's just a load. All these memories we're holding on to stops us from receiving the truth of what this naturally world can give you back.
Right.
Work, the jobs, the ethics, the girls, the clubs, the buses, the fucking, the sucking. You see what I'm saying? All these things are things that's placed in between you and the ground to keep you from knowing the truth. And the truth is without a book to be found, is to become yourself. Be yourself. Don't be anything else but you. Become you. Don't become nothing else but you. Stay out of the books. Why? We didn't have educations. We didn't need to have a job then. This is only shit that's created just recent. This is not how the world began. And this is damn sure not how the worlds were ran in the past. They had dignity and respect. So give my ancient heritage respect. That's all I ask. If you want me to respect your books, respect my open-mindedness. Because if you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you and your books. And you're not going to like it. Because my power overpowers all your books. Make no mistake. You run that book up in my face and I'll prove it to you. I'll reverse that curse so bad on you, karma won't be able to touch you. And I'm telling you, this is a fact. Science can tell you this. I don't need to prove it because it's in the writing. You just got to accept this open-mindedness. You need to be open-minded. Keeping a book between you and this ground is the worst mistake we've ever made. Why would you place an object between you and a living brother? That is the worst mistake you can make. You need to become one with your brother, not hate or discriminate, because that is your family. How can you not see that? When you see your brother or your sister, you see yourself. You are the image of yourselves when you look at each other. We all are.
Shady Jane.
No, when a leaf looks at a stem, it doesn't see itself, but it sees the connection.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
That is right. That is
I
correct.
would like to make it nuance, right? There's a difference. It's all the same system. I agree with that. And the tree and the stem knows that it needs the leaf, whether it's falling off or growing, and the leaf knows that it needs the root, but it can only use the root when there's a stem between them, right? I mean, it's not all the same. It's not don't you say that it's all the same. Don't you say that it's. I mean, I get it, but it's one, but it's not all the same.
The
Nothing is the same.
assisting stem, the system.
It's a
Yeah.
system. The system is the stem. That's correct.
Right.
The stimulus,
Yeah,
the stimulus
yeah.
package, the stem.
Very nice connection.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Now let's look at this. You see, I played these frequencies on Bob's channel last time. Man, people were freaking out with these Bible holders. They said, "Oh man, he's Satan." Yeah. You know what? That's going to get you a problem in this experience,
Yeah.
because all this overreacting is going to create more chaos, and this is something we certainly don't need in the future. Get with the program. I mean, be open-minded, become open to new things. The future was now 5,770 years ago. I mean, people's going to ask me, where did you get that information from? I also know that we're in our 84th cycle of regeneration, of transformation. And people are going to say, well, how do you get that information? Well, it's in the numbers. Because zero, any number times zero, zero, right? Well, we came from nothing, and now we're something. Then I told them, I said, well, you know, when was the wheel created? Well, one time the clock was created. You had to carve the gears, the cogs, and the wheels, didn't we? That's when the wheel was invented. When time was created, the wheel was invented from the start. The next question remains is the interacting. The interacting becomes quantumly entangled with a problem. And the problematic problem is reasoning and logic. Do you see the logic that you're acting instead of interacting? Because the interact becomes the act to the audience. And if the audience can dislike it and like it, then what are you doing? We are doing no different than them fuckers are doing on these TVs, in the medias, and on the cell phone. So that tells me we're just having the experience in this temple you call the body. Because the temple and the frequency is, the third eye is in between my temple. I am the temple. I am the light. I am the ground. And I know that I'm right.
I'm a rock.
If you's wrong, then who the fuck is right?
I'm an ocean. Right?
Well,
So they take us out of
whatever your mind perceives. But when only time we create, we observe, because every time I observe something, I recreated something else. It's my own eye, that I recreate, because when I look at the sun, I'm looking at my own eye. It's a reverse. It's an outward appearance. But if I turn the eye to the inward appearance, what do I see? I see the same thing, a universal experience to the inside. And the universal experience that I'm having is right. The ones that we're having outward is wrong, because it's just an experience. What I'm having is an eternal experience, a lifetime of experiences internally, in a mind over matter way. Because in reality, your matter doesn't matter. Neither does his body or the Black Lives or any of that. It does not matter. What matters is the transformation and the evolvement that we've become from all this energy we've wasted. What have we learned from this? We can't use this. We can't do that. We shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have invented that. Now we know what to get rid of because we had the experience. We're taking the memory and the data back with us, Matt Man. Yes, we are taking all that with us. No one's going to be hurt. There is no fear. There is no sin. This is about to be wrapped up, and everybody's going back to where they come from. Nobody has died yet. Matt Man.
I heard this preacher say, like, I think 2 weeks ago, and I don't listen to preachers, but I listen to YouTube channels, and sometimes they stream preachers. And this preacher said, like, when you are going to go to heaven, when you're going to come into heaven, you are going to be surprised, like, wow, did I get here? Wow, man, I'm in fucking heaven. And then you look around and like, how the fuck did these people get here? Right? And I love that. I love that thought, like, wow, yeah, it's probably like that, right?
Do
You're
you know
see all the people that hurt you, right?
Right.
They're also there.
You know what Steve Jobs' last words was? Wow, oh wow, oh wow.
Yep.
He went out with a bang. He said this on national TV. He says right before
I pass on, I'll let you know. If I say wow or wow, that means there's life after. And he said this on national TV, and right before he went under, he says, "Wow, oh wow, oh wow."
So that means there's even more life than life after. Yeah.
There is life after. I mean, he knew that because he's the one. Listen, this computer that I have was backward engineered from the Roswell crash. I know this is fact. This is a fact for me, and I can't say why, but I know we're from the future. That's all I can tell you. But the Roswell crash happened. What came from the Roswell crash, man, it. Just know that we're grounded. You understand? We can't be ungrounded. And all these things that I've been using all these years is me. It's my stuff. It's our stuff. That's why I've been into computers all my life. I can't, now that I know, now that I see, mechanically entwined, and I've been taking things apart, fixing things for all my life, and now I see the truth. I'm entangled in all that. That's why I enjoyed it. Makes perfect sense. It's not because I'm talented. It's because I am that. We are all this consciousness. If you look at it, we once were. That's why when we observe it in a special way, it does something. It becomes the living part of what you are. It becomes a part. It becomes quantumly entangled with you. Thought control process. So this is a Grand Theft Auto on steroids. Make no mistake, this is a Grand Theft Auto, a simulator on steroids. The most realistic experience you're ever going to have. Enjoy it, because in the future is the real shit. When you die out there, you die. But here is just a simulation. Be glad in it. Rejoice alone in that. At least rejoice in that. You can see the open-mindedness in that alone. Can't you all? Just in that. It doesn't need to be explained. It just needs to be rejoiced. It needs to be, man, so I'm so happy to have saw life on the other side, Varnish, yesterday morning. Me and Matt, we seen it. I still got it on video, and I'm gonna, I saw other things that got to me, but at the same time, it was supposed to. I was supposed to see those things. We were all supposed to see those things when we open our minds to the truth.
Yeah.
We're supposed to see just like the dogs see. We're supposed to be able to pick up like the dolphins, the sonar. We have all these capabilities.
Like a dog smells, actually.
Yes, we also have more senses than they say we've got.
Right.
You know, my sensations, my chakras, my elevations, my feet. They don't tell you any of that in school. So something else, they lied. They lied about everything. This is
everything.
Everything. I can go back and play my life entirely, and it matches Batman to the T. Batman is a carbon copy of what I was. I think I'm talking about me when he talks about me. Then I'm thinking I'm talking about him when I talk about me, because we're that much entwined with each other, and we respect each other because we come from the same background, same bullshit, just a different town. One got married, one didn't. If I would have gotten married, would I have gotten to this position? Probably not. The position is created with the mindset, and the position is level for everyone. No one's above and no one's below. So don't say that you understand. It is better to say that you understand if you truly understand. If you don't understand or understand, don't place yourself below, because you completely don't understand if you're saying you undermine them already.
No, but that's way too deep for the normies. I mean,
well, I'm just saying it's the truth. Why would you say you understand? Because you're placing yourself below their cocks already. You're setting yourself up for destruction when you say I understand, when you're clearly undermining the output of it to begin with, because every input is the output, and every output becomes the input in the virtual.
But yeah, you can say that. Like, do you understand? There's never been any cop asking me, do you understand me? I mean, when did this happen to you in real life? When did this happen to anybody in real life?
Right.
Because it's been a thing on YouTube, but it's never been asked to me. They just attack me in the back and they just put me in jail. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk to me. Don't be bullshitting me around these these fucking fictional scenarios, because there's never any cop asking me, "Do you understand me?"
They never
And then,
asked me that.
and then I will say to them, "No, I understand you. I understand you." That doesn't give shit, man. That doesn't matter. That shit. How do you protect yourself from that fucking violence? That is what matters. That's no word. That's no word saying understanding, understanding. There's something else defending you there.
That's right.
I mean, I can really get aggravated because I'm too experienced in police handling me, okay?
Oh yeah.
There's no talking to police.
No.
It's fucking mafia. It's fucking
That's
terrorists.
Right. That's exactly what they are.
It's no saying, "I understand you, I don't understand you."
But they don't.
They will fuck you in the ass anyhow until it bleeds.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, do you understand then? Or do you understand? Or do you understand? What? It doesn't fucking matter, these words.
No, it sure doesn't. Nothing matters if you're having the experience of it. You're right, because you're in the
Right.
matrix. Nothing matters. Not a fucking thing matters. And nothing else matters.
Understanding and understanding to police, they never been there. People
No.
say you should sue the fucking cops. You should sue the fucking officers, drag them through court. They never did it.
No.
Because I did it and it doesn't work. You
Nope.
cannot sue a cop.
You sure
You
can.
cannot drag a cop in front of a fucking officer
Won't
because
work.
it doesn't work like that.
That's
The
right.
system works differently. So sorry for my question, but it works differently. So please stop injecting this fucking poison into people's minds.
That's
and
right.
I'm not taking, please don't take it personal, Tony, but you know, I've been hearing enough of this shit.
Oh, I don't
You know,
take anything personal because
Understanding makes such a difference from understanding. Really? Really? Well, there's never been any cop telling me or asking me, "Do you understand me?"
well, I can tell you this: the understanding that I have is definitely misunderstood. I can see
Right.
it already, Bonnie. But it's no
Right.
disrespect to you, because in reality, we're just having a virtual experience, brother. You're only having an experience, whether you like it or not. So the experience is this: intelligence is intelligence. You're only intelligent as the mind is willing to be.
Now that is a word. Now that is a word.
You're only as intelligent as you're willing to accept to be.
Right.
Anything else doesn't fucking matter. You're right. The words don't mean nothing. But I would rather say understanding than understanding, and undermine them than have them outdate me and
I know what you mean.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about them. Fuck.
No, I'm not angry. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just making
But how
sure that
the
I have a ground to stand on, because let me tell you, none of them can stand to me now. They've tried to. Even in the
I
now,
don't
they
even
can't stand.
understand or understand. I just stand my fucking ground.
Well, you
Right.
stand your ground your way.
Violate
I-
it, you know? I mean, that's what happens when you stand. They will violate, and
Right.
it doesn't matter when you know your rights or if
Right.
either you have a good lawyer or anything. If it's fucking 100 Nazis up against you, you're gonna lose.
right.
You better get ready for that.
Well, if
Let
there's
me
one
understand.
Nazis against me, they're going to fucking
Let's
lose.
inner and under and understand that. You're gonna
But-
lose.
Brother,
But when I look at understanding, it's how I'm.
They're gonna
You're
lose.
one up against 100. You're one peaceful motherfucker up against 100 violent officers.
Mhm.
So there's no rights there. There's no understanding. There's no upstanding. There's just you're gonna lose and you're gonna die and you're gonna suffer.
Die.
That's the whole fucking story of it,
That's a fear factor, Vaughn. Come on.
right?
That's just fear. The only thing that does is promote fear. You know that. I'm not about all that, Vaughn. Come on. I'm about prosperity and peace, not prosperity and matter. Because it doesn't matter. You don't matter. I don't matter. The experience we're having is what's important. So we can take this information back with us to stop problems like this, so this doesn't happen again, Vonage. You see these deja vu moments that I have too many of
Dude,
them.
I don't manifest my fucking problems.
I don't manifest anything. This is fact. I'm in a
Right.
virtual machine.
It's like when people tell me how to manifest things, I will ask them, okay, so you're a believer of Christ? Yeah, they're a believer of Christ too. Okay, so why the fuck did the God of this world manifest his own crucifixion? They don't have any fucking answer to that, right?
Well,
Mhm.
everything is staged, man. It's a program written to invade, man. We were invaded. Look at it for what it is. We had to be invaded. If we got all these time machines around, all these
So
devices,
that's why I tell him it's manifestation shit.
that's all it is.
It's shit.
Every bit of it is. We know
The
that.
only thing that I can manifest is shit. Well, you know, when I really need to get rid of something, I usually do it in a toilet, you know, and there I created something.
Yeah, you think
I meant
but if you think outside of the box way and the frequency way, you can't do that, can you, Vonage? You can't delete the frequency, Vonage. Come on, man. Think.
so all I can manifest is fucking poop. Okay.
Well, you can have the frequency of it and you can have the poop. It's still one and the same. You can't get away from the stench. Either you got a stench in the mind or you have a stench in the matter, but it's definitely still there.
Sometimes I like the smell. Sometimes I like the smell. Sometimes I think, wow, this really, sometimes I think this really stinks, man.
Sometimes
Oh yeah, that's what I ate. Oh yeah.
sometimes some of the things you say, but you're still my brother. That doesn't mean I don't love you. I mean, I say some things that piss you off, but it doesn't mean you don't hate me. We're not going to kill each other because killing doesn't exist for me anymore.
No.
None of this shit does. I mean, what?
Hello, we have a,
to me,
hello, we have a lady in the house. Hello, Heidi.
Hey,
Heidi
guys,
here.
how are ya? Hey,
Welcome, Heidi.
Something's up. I'm inside. I'm right on the opposite side of the wall of where my Wi-Fi should be hooked up. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yep.
barely hear you.
Okay,
I can
well,
hear a lovely voice perfectly well.
It's not on. Thank you very much. Hey, I just had a little bit of insight about I hear when I hear Voy Mitch talk, his passion makes my heart race, you know, because I don't like, nobody likes, but the experiences that he's personally had to deal with these police officers or Tony or anything like that. And when somebody doesn't experience that kind of stuff, they do automatically form their own perspective or point of view. Like when I first heard about the spitting thing, I was like, what? Why'd he spit? What? Spit? Ah, that. And then once I heard why, then I knew. But I think with the whole understanding thing, of course you're not going to be able to tell a program police officer understand this or crap.
Right?
But I do hear police officers. I listen very carefully. When I do watch these videos that people post on the way that they're treating them, they say all the time, maybe it's just here in the States, I'm not sure, but they keep saying, do you understand me? Do you understand these right? Do you understand? They're constantly saying it, like beating it into their head.
And they do it around here too.
So I don't know why they don't say that over there. They just do something different over there. But they do
but they-
constantly say,
Heidi, I know
do you
what you're saying.
understand me, boy? Do you understand your rights? Do you
No, but-
understand what I'm saying to you?
Heidi, I know what you're saying, but you know that's the procedure. There's
Yes,
also
I
a
know.
procedure. There's also a procedure here in Holland, right?
Yeah,
When they say you are arrested,
Uh-huh.
when you are arrested, they have to say the reason. And like this video of mine that I did, that said I spit. They said to me, "You are arrested." I said, "Okay, for what reason?" And then they said, "You have to stop your camera." I said, "Okay, so you're not entertaining the conversation, so I would just walk on." And then they just pull away my bike and they start bullying me. And
Yeah.
my first act of self-defense was spitting.
Right. Right.
Because
I
they were
know, I
bullying
remember
me.
the
They were
story,
not
yeah.
acting as police officers. They were just dressed as police officers, but they were not acting as police officers. So it is my good right to
Yeah.
defend myself. And my first defense was spitting. And then,
Yes,
of
I
course,
get
they
it.
felt offended. And you don't even want to know
right.
what happened after that. I don't even want to go into that. No.
Oh my God.
Fuckers,
It's
eh?
actually quite hilarious. When you watch it from a distance, it's quite hilarious.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
Fuckers, man.
I mean, I'm wondering if they like.
Did you win, Vonage?
No, it's.
No,
I
Exactly.
won the first round. I won the first round.
that's the only time I turtle.
You don't win here. This is not a winning game. It's just a experience. Not even. Well, it is what it is. It works for me. It's
I was
not no
gonna say,
longer a catastrophe.
even if he did win or not win, is it really about the winning? Because do we really win anything when it comes to them?
Some of them should be learning that they're not human.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
I was gonna say. I wonder how
right.
many really are
They're not.
not.
That should be the only thing winnable, right? To tell
Right.
the one person in such a fucking uniform, to tell them you are wrong, man.
Yeah.
Gary. Hey,
All,
Gary.
all that matters is that you are wrong.
It's happening now.
I don't have a fucking history of violence. You do.
Right.
Well, they
You're
arrest
Right.
fucking
police
trained.
officers left and
You've
right
been
around here for
fucking
fucking up
trained to
now.
be violent in a fucking group that has all rights to be violent. There is no history of me being violent. The only
Right.
violence that you see me do is spitting on your fucking hand when you pull my bike for the second time. And you're trained. You're fucking trained. There's fucking procedures for
Well,
you
that's
to
what I was gonna
follow.
say. I wonder if the guys, the ones that are part human, if they are,
I met
the
them.
ones that I personally have known, that I just have to say they have like serious complex, like they're
I
stuck in their high
know.
school days, or
I've seen that
they
conflict
need
in
to
their
be
eyes.
popular, or there's a certain, and I hate to stereotype you guys, and maybe somebody has a police officer in their family and they're not that way at all, but any that I've personally experienced, my exes, not my ex, my one of my best friend's exes used to beat her ass and say, "Who is going to believe you?" Because he was the cop.
Right?
I'm going to
Wow.
tell him you're a fucking alcoholic when she wasn't. Just shit,
Wow.
just shit.
Wow.
And
This is
so she,
just what they do. They would just put on a lie on another lie. They pressed charges against me, and they felt like offended for me calling them all kinds of names. I have it all on tape, on video, that I
and
don't call them names, and
that's what I
that
meant
they
to ask
attack
you.
me. And
Why
nonetheless,
do people have to put up their phones now? That's I watched two videos. They came and arrested two people. One woman was pregnant, had children at home. She was on her way to an ultrasound. It's early in the morning for a Facebook post for trying to get together a protest in Australia. The other one was a man. He was actually on the toilet using the restroom in the morning. They're knocking on his door. So he comes to his balcony and he says, "What's up?" And they said, he's like, "What am I under arrest for? Why are you at my house first thing in the morning? What
yeah,
did I do?" And it was something, they said that they were there to take all of his devices and computers, and that if he didn't open the door, and he's like, "Whoa, you just got here. I'm on my balcony. I'm trying to figure out why you're even here. You have,
that's
like you
no
said,
reason.
you have to tell me why I'm under
Yeah,
arrest." And they wouldn't give him a direct answer. And the one
they enjoy
bigger guy
doing that.
started busting in his door, and he's like, "What are you doing? You're breaking my shit. Let me get down there." So he's trying to run downstairs
Yeah,
and figure out what they're doing. They bust in his house and they wrestled him down and took his video out of his phone out of his hand, you guys. And it
yeah.
had something to do with a Facebook post. And he was like, "But I've done nothing wrong. He was commenting on, basically human rights or something like that." And
Yeah.
they just, and that was in Australia. I know some crazy stuff's been going on. My heart goes out
No,
to
but
everybody
you
there.
guys in America might think that the Netherlands you can do anything in here, but you're totally wrong. I mean, the Marshall Plan that was initiated from so-called the United States of America, but of course it was just a Zionist plan. But okay,
Right.
that worked best in Holland. So we are the goody two shoes of the whole fucking Marshall Plan. So you can imagine if you have some sense of history and how these things develop, we are the most indoctrinated country in Europe.
Really?
It worked best. I mean, look at where's the fucking United Nations court settled? It's in Holland, right? In The
Oh,
Hague.
thank you very much. Yep.
So that might tell you something.
Mhm. Wow. Yeah. So
It might
shit's
tell you
getting real
something.
out there, you guys. And I mean, we know we're witnessing it ourselves with our own, people that we're doing. I mean, we know. And it's,
When
what
I
do you do about my 70-year-old parents? How am I going to protect them, you guys? They say, give
they
me
will,
your gun. They're going to hand it over. I mean,
yeah, they will not understand.
right.
They will not. I mean, it's near impossible.
Mm.
Right.
And then if I want to go out with a blaze, I'm going to upset them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I'll be
I mean,
gone. So I don't want to leave them here hanging because their daughter freaking freaked out and tried to defend him with every part of my being.
I mean, you can. I mean, how can you? You can just walk out. I mean, if just walk outside, and I give somebody a look, they will be offended. Let
I know.
alone,
Everybody's
let
so damn
let a,
sensitive.
let
Do
alone,
not.
let alone asking me an intelligent question to which they cannot react, but which
That's
actually
it.
triggers them to think. But this trigger to think has gone into a trigger to attack,
Hmm.
right? When you trigger people to think, they will think, "Oh no, now I'm fucking humiliated, or now I'm
Hmm.
fucking offended, and it's your fault, and now I'm gonna accuse you for
Hmm.
wanting me for expecting me to think. I'm not gonna think for myself. What? Who are you asking me a fucking original question?
I look
Why
so
don't you
funny.
just ask me if I feel good, and then I can just lie to you? Yeah, I feel good.
Right.
I'm doing fine. How are you? Yeah, fine. Thanks for asking. Bye.
Well,
That's not a
I
fucking conversation,
yeah,
right?
Right.
I don't know how to communicate with something that has no. I just, I'm female, so it's a little different for me, and that's a stereotype. And I'm not saying anything to people, please. I'm not, but I am, and I'm a petite female, so I can smile at somebody and get a smile back and whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as communication, like I can tell you, even the police officers here in the small town that I live in kind of have some kind of way about them now. It used to not be that. They used to say, "Hey," when you walked in a door, or "How you
Hmm.
doing today?" Or
It's
it's not
different,
like
right?
that anymore, you guys. It's really
So,
not.
but Heidi, when did this change for you? I mean, do you have like a? Of
Um,
course, you don't know the might not know the day and
right. I might not know the exact moment, but it's been over the past couple of years.
right? Yeah.
Hmm. And
Hmm.
we are a very. I'm in a very little town, and the sheriff here even said, if anybody tries to come to our town, if you're packing, let's protect our town. I will deputize everybody in this town. And everybody's like, yeah, woo, let's do it. But when it's just different. Like, it, driving down the street, like you look over at a police car and smile. I mean, not a lot of people do that, but I've always been that way. And they might smile or wave back or whatever. They're just so like in a zone or something right now, or have
They
been.
are.
And my friend that I spoke to you about, she finally pulled the trigger and divorced them, and that was hell on wheels too. But since then he's gone and got his detective and sergeant and all this stuff. So he just thinks
Right.
he's Mr. Billy freaking badass. So it did put her in a weird position because there was children involved, and one is still a young child. He's 9, and she has a teenager. But um, to where she kind of had to ended up having to. I don't want to say bow down, but it was easier for her to do that so she could still get her children the amount of time, because or he would have tried to bury her basically and have
Yeah.
full custody of the children, and she's the one that's been their caretaker. He's the one at work all the time or off fishing with his friends or whatever he does.
Yeah, but you cannot stand up for your rights if you have to bow down for your to
Well,
keep
that's
your
the thing
children,
is,
right?
I hated it, but that's not my
Yeah.
wife, and as much as I wanted her to do this, that, or the other, there was a lot of factors in play. She was protecting her
Yeah,
her
I can imagine
children
that.
because he started acting out in front of her children.
Oh,
Just a lot went into that. But I think with Tony constantly saying understanding instead of he was saying, "Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand?" And I gradually kind of said, nobody stands under or over anybody. It's more of an understanding when we're all on the same page. But I don't
Right.
think that's in reference to these police officers out there and whomever when he's saying those type of words. He had to
Understanding.
consciously think about the fact that he was talking to people, and some people felt that it was more like like he was, do you understand me? Like this, that kind of.
Dictate. It was not. It was not a question. It was dictate.
Yeah,
Right.
I almost said the word, but I don't want to be offensive to anyone. But it was kind of like, he was dictating
Yeah.
and lecturing
Yeah.
and so I said maybe an understanding. So we're all kind of on the same thing. You're not understanding, you're not over anybody.
But
We're
you're
all
understanding as a person, your own will, right?
right,
Your own
right,
conscious is my. That's where I see my understanding, right?
right. So I see where you were coming from with that boy, but I just wanted to say I kind of pushed him, nudged him a little bit towards that understanding because that way he's not. People were getting offended. I mean, we've got some brilliant people in here, and mm, I just don't, trying to keep everybody even keel.
I think that's hilarious.
I like even keel. I mean, that's
Yeah,
like shallow bottom. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I only sailed shallow bottom ships, so I know what even keel is. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
So good. So we're speaking the same language. See, and
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. We all really are speaking the same language, no matter where we live or where we come from, and that's what makes this experience much easier for all of us. And it is starting to tighten up out there, you guys. And they are all these things that we've been hearing for all these years. And I'm the kind of person that once I see that awful scary, supposed to put me in fear video of the child abuse or the the FEMA the FEMA camps, and they're coming to hold us down and inject us with poison and all this
No,
other stuff. I don't need to keep watching it over and over. Nope, I was right, and here it comes, motherfucker. I'm just like, my gosh, it puts you people on a certain way of thinking to where what are they doing with the rest of their time besides watching all this stuff and then
excuse
yelling
me.
at people that this is how it is or this is how it's going to happen? And even on the opposite spectrum of that, with this whole awakening and who has the most, I meditate the best, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not, it's not like that for every single person. Some people don't sit Indian style under a tree in their backyard, and they don't want to. That's not how they do it. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that they don't find that within themselves in their own way.
Nepal.
But
They
it
might,
is nice to have tools
but
and
they even might
ideas.
might find more the meditation, more inner
Palm.
standing, so to say, than the one that does the meditation like weekly or daily,
Right, right.
or religiously, right?
Well, like I guess some of those monks and stuff do it for weeks. They don't eat. They sit in a dark room, and it takes you to this whole other level that these drugs that people are ingesting, that the DMTs, the
What
whatevers.
about? Sorry about that. I was just reading the chat.
Oh, go ahead. And naturally, and all this THC talk, we have tons and tons of THC already in our body that we can activate without all these other things. We just happen to like
Yeah.
to, you know, uh, so everything that's out there that everybody's wanting is all inside, but everybody's going to access it a little bit differently.
Yeah, I can only agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nobody's got more intel information or the leg up on anybody. Just yeah. We've all had quite a experience. I think we're all around the same ages. I mean, I'd be very happy if there was a young 20-something-year-old, but we're all
Well,
pretty
need to
much.
connect. Need to connect is like Zachary is like 22, 23 years
That's
old.
amazing. I didn't know
He's
that. See,
pretty
that
young.
makes me so happy because
Yeah, and
that's that.
Steve
If I
came
would
always about the same age. So yeah,
if I
there's
would have
there's
had that information at 22,
yeah.
wow. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
was running wild and free though, you guys. I was hitting it
No,
hard out there.
you no, 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 you're not getting the picture. You're gonna even be in more trouble when you were that young in this age, in this era. Maybe in your own era. I mean, when you were 20 or 23, it would have been
Okay.
acceptable. But
Yeah.
in this age, being
Yeah.
22, being 23, knowing these things,
Yeah.
that's
That's a
actually
heavy
more
one.
horror. That's more horror than you and I experience,
You're
Heidi.
absolutely right. You're
Right?
absolutely right. Yep. No,
So,
I
but I
couldn't
know
agree
what
with
you're
that more.
saying. But once you said it, I start to imagine it, and I'm
No,
thinking,
it's
no,
true though. You're
it's
absolutely right.
worse.
And
It's,
when I get little glimpses with my niece where I think, oh man, all this bipolar, uh, crazy stuff that she's going through is because her higher self or another uh, another part of her, a fractal of her is trying to
yeah,
wake her up kind of thing. But
yeah.
yet, she flip flops and I
And,
see it.
and the only definition that this society can give us, yeah, you're bipolar or you're
Yeah, that's what I was
schizophrenic
gonna
or you're
say because
paranoid or
I keep telling
whatever.
her
But
they've labeled you
yeah,
what
but
I
there's never
believe.
something. But there's never something good going on when you're doubting society or when you're doubting yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
the only way to get security or to be sure of something is to doubt it.
Well, my
To
niece
doubt
has
it.
physically tried to take her life more than once, and she
Oh
has
yeah,
a
that's
child.
exactly what's happening. Yeah, yeah.
And she didn't care, and she's, I mean, you guys, she's tried to bite me. I mean, I saw it on her in her eyes. They turned black. She was shackled in the back of a cop car.
Oh man.
They and I tried to reach in through the window through the little cage thing and touch the top of her head like I always did because she was like leaned over and her face in her lap and she came up like an animal. And thank goodness I was able to pull my arm out fast enough because she probably would have latched on like an animal, you guys. And
Yeah,
I
just
saw
a
it. I
little.
saw the blackness in
But
her
this
eyes
is
and it took a
this is what
lot
these
to
actions
get
do.
there.
This is what these political or these police actions do.
Scary. Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is the cops did lie to me, you guys, that day. The reason she was in the back of that cop car is because the cops freaking lied their faces off to me. I told them
That's
I
what,
wasn't signing crap. I wasn't setting up my niece. Don't come to my house saying something to me about me getting a text message because someone's telling on her that she has been texting me. She's my niece. May I see him? I said, no, you may not see him. You may not look at my phone.
they
Um,
don't need fucking proof. They don't need any
it was a
investigation.
night. You
They
guys,
just
they
need
blocked all
two
the
fingers
entrances in my
pointing at one
neighborhood.
person. The
They
police
blocked all
just
the
needs two
entrances in my
fingers pointing
neighborhood.
at
It
one
was
person.
crazy. And she was
Yeah,
suicidal. Yes, she was suicidal. I get that. But and maybe she was an endangerment to myself and everybody else, but I wasn't treating her that way. And man,
right.
the minute she started getting treated a certain way and put in the back of that car, she flipped a switch and she was the animal they were looking for. She switched into
Exactly.
that what they which they were speaking over her and pushing her buttons to be. Mhm. And
That's
it's
so
weird.
that's
It's
so
weird because
fucking
even though that
vile,
was
you
so
know.
scary for
When
everybody
you see,
else to watch,
when
I
you see
felt
some,
calm.
but somebody that works for an institution, right? Somebody that works for a legal operation. How can these people not see what they're dealing with? How can these people? I know how, and I know why.
Mhm,
But
mhm, mhm.
but how is this institutional? How is this that somebody that is suicidal, they will treat her or him like a dog, so that you feel
Worse,
even
yeah,
more
we shouldn't even be
suicidal,
treating animals that way. And then the
right?
fact that they do
And
treat them
and
like
and
that,
how is it that these people don't see what they're doing? How is
it's
it
just
that
a nightmare.
they don't see what reaction, what result it brings to the actual person that they are treating? How
Mhm,
is this? There's
mhm.
six fucking police officers probably being in this moment. only there for one person.
You're
How come
exactly
one of
right.
these, all
Boy,
of these officers?
yo, boy,
How
you're
come?
exactly right. There was 2, there was 4, and then there was 6, and they had
Right,
all the entrances that you can
right.
access my neighborhood blocked off as well.
And
So
there's
did
none
they
of
have the
them,
whole department there? Because I'm just a small little town, you guys. So basically, they called out the whole department because they're all
what to
fired up.
do.
Well, we got a crazy one here. Oh yeah, she's
Hey, but
wild.
but,
She's
but call
loose. Yeah.
them. But call them when there's a crazy guy with 2 guns. You know, it's gonna last you 3 hours before they get there, and the only one's gonna get there is gonna be 2 cops, and they're gonna take 4 hours to get some other
Right.
cops.
That's right.
Because that's how it works.
That's right.
But when there's a vulnerable person there
That's what I
that they
said.
can
She's
just
really
accuse, they
vulnerable.
will attack it with like 100. They will attack it with troops,
I was like, she's extremely vulnerable. I said, I already
right?
recognize you to the guy. And I said, you're the one that's going to try and analyze or, put your
Right,
notes down because you're the one that's going to Baker act or, or whatever. I said, I already know who you are and I know why you're here. And he looked at me like, how do you know? And I looked at him like, boy, you better
you
check
just know.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was, and my parents were mortified. They witnessed it all, but you guys, I was actually really calm, even when she tried to rip my arm off. It's because I could see what she was dealing with. I could see what
yeah,
her eyes did turn black, you guys, and we have brown eyes, but I'm telling you, there something did happen. They turned black.
yeah.
They turned black.
It's what they do. It's what they bring in. It's what they bring in. That's why they need so many people, because there's so little soul inside of
Yeah,
them.
what were they? And she's pretty tough, she's a tough girl. But I'm thinking, what are they gonna wrestle her down? I mean, why they all need to be here? That's exactly what was running through my mind. Why you need 6 cops here, all in there, and I kept going. I don't trust you guys. I don't believe you. I'm very upset that you guys are all here right now. I don't know what you're writing on that paper, but I don't think it's true.
All
And
right.
they kept trying to play me and use their words, and
But do
I'm
you
like,
think,
I'm
Heidi? Let me
protecting
ask
my
you a question.
niece. I'm
Do you
protecting
think
my
they
niece.
are conscious? Do you think they are conscious at that moment? Do you
I
think
actually
they?
don't think they were. I think there's
Right?
something that flips in them, and
Yeah.
and once they get in that state of mind,
Nothing. Nothing's
like
gonna
that
help.
uniform, maybe even putting on that uniform like a
That's
superhero. The
that's
uniform makes
that's
them that cop guy, or
that's what I've been telling them. I,
yeah,
I, I told that to the court and to commissions. Like, I think something happens when they put on that uniform,
right.
because they are not that fucking hero when they're out there alone on the streets. They
Thank
are
you
not.
very
They would get
much.
They are
Thank you
not.
smushed.
very much.
That's
They would
these
get
guys that I
smushed.
meet in this
Yes, they
community.
would. Yep.
That are these guys in this community. They stand up, being one, being, even if my legs would be chopped off, I would still be shouting out as loud as I am now when I see injustice happening, right?
Yep.
and
Yep.
and these guys can only do it with their uniform on, and their fucking walkie-talkie, and their tear gas and their gun, and with fucking
It's funny
5
you
people
say that
behind
because
them,
that's how I'm picturing it. The and it's on their shoulder, and they kept talking. They kept and I
right?
thought, you got freaking 6 of you right here. Who you talking to? Who you
Right?
got to keep? I was like, oh my god, and I kept saying, I'm here to protect my niece. Yes, I know she has a weapon. No, I do not believe she is going to harm anybody else but herself with it.
Yeah.
Yes, but okay. It was a big deal. Yeah, you guys. I mean, it was a big deal.
And
But
when was this, Heidi? Was this a few
it,
years
it's
ago?
it's been about a year now. Hmm.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But
Man,
that's
that's
why I said the
hefty.
past couple of years, because actually I've been witnessing most of it through her experience. She just gets
Yeah.
caught like driving and not paid a ticket, or so they suspended her license, or she actually
Yeah.
got pulled over, hadn't done something with her tag, and she had some weed in the car. Those kind of things is what she's
Yeah, but she
going
never did. She
for. But
never
they're
did any
treating her like
violence,
a
or she never violated anybody, or she. It's they,
Right.
they
So
just,
they're treating her like a hardened,
yeah,
crazy, and
yeah,
she's
yeah, you tell me.
suicidal over the way that they have treated her and the way that the doctors have treated her, and she's trying to get out of the system, and I see it, but she keeps getting thrown back in there by either my ex sister-in-law or then she has to go see a counselor. She's lost jobs, and then they bring her back. And I just oh,
Oh, yeah, yeah, I know it. You know,
yeah.
I can get rid of, I see through it quite soon, you know, so it never bothered me too much. But even when you retract from the system will still attack you. I mean,
Well, that's the
even
thing,
if
and
you
that's
stay,
why when you talk, I know
I
it's not
mean,
just males that they do. They don't just do this to guys, you guys.
no,
I mean,
no.
my niece is kind of a bad. I mean, she'll whip some butt. I mean,
They do it
she's
just to
very, very
everybody
young.
that they
She's
can
always been kind of
isolate.
brutish, but yeah,
Yeah.
but they treat her like, yeah, like it's almost like they're fired up. They want some. Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
her.
Oh,
Yeah,
this one is an easy one. Let me get onto her
yeah,
back because
yeah,
I can
yeah,
just
yeah,
slash her throat at it. I mean,
yeah, yeah. Right. So,
right?
Yeah.
wow.
I don't.
Fucking hyenas. It's a fucking
It
pack of
is like
hyenas.
that.
Right.
That's funny because I've actually thought that in my mind. I thought they act like
Right.
hyenas. That's so funny. You just said that.
Yeah, but they
I
dress
would
like
kill.
Hyenas
tigers.
have
They
always
dress like
creeped me
they dress
out.
like leopards, and
That's
that
so
they
funny.
act like tigers, and they are dressed as lions, but they're fucking hyenas.
They
Pussy
are.
hyenas.
That's so funny.
The pussy hyenas.
Hi,
And you know who's the elephant? Do you know who's the elephants and the giraffes? We are.
Oh, good night, Sand Groper.
Oh, what a sweet. Oh, gods.
Yeah, I don't want to see no
Puppies.
robots running the streets, man. That would
Oh, here
suck.
come all the dogs. The puppies are all coming. They just broke through when I opened the door. Ah, oh,
There's always a way around shit.
yes.
I just don't want AI. I don't care. I can like it. I don't want it to get an attitude or an ego.
Well,
This
that's the
world's
thing.
still got to work, but
I
I
don't
don't want it
think
to get
that
an ego.
you guys, I don't think that we're all these videos out there and people telling us that we're not enlightened, which I don't even like that word either, but that we're not
Hmm.
aware or whatever. If we don't drop our ego, I'm sorry, my ego brought me here. I'm not dropping any piece of me that brought me to where. Yeah, there's maybe a tameness. Maybe we need to tame ourselves a little bit and not be so. But then again, the anger or the passion that brought us to where we're at right now is I think a good
Because
thing.
of
So why
ego.
would we want to get rid of
My
it?
ego
No,
either.
it's I get that totally, Heidi. But the ego that has been under
Programmed.
under attack. The ego that's been under attack, like from the new age kind of
Yeah, yeah,
corner.
it has.
It's not the ego. That's the false ego.
Hmm.
The ego is the ego is the false ego needs. The false ego needs appreciation. The false
Yeah.
ego needs acknowledgement. The false ego needs drama.
Even a
The
fake pat in the
ego,
back.
the ego just is. The ego just
Yeah.
does. You know?
Yeah.
That's what led me here. Like I
But
could be
Right.
overconfident, you know what I mean, and take
right?
the
Right.
other ego and build a
Yeah,
channel and push this and push that, and right?
yeah.
Because I think I got a heart where I could manipulate people, right? But I'm not going
Exact-
to it,
but it's not thinking. It's something else that operates that false ego.
right?
It's
Well,
not
that's
thinking, because I've tried to talk to people with that false ego because they have a big ego like we do, right?
they're more of an actor in the
But
Matrix
they
than
are, once you get to know them, like within a few days or within a few months, or might take you a year. I mean, we're all over 40. It will not take us years now. So, um, and the more we get to 50 and 60, we will get to know them. I mean,
to
it's
me.
usually
Sorry.
no,
Mhm.
it's the false ego and ego. There's it's something true inside of you,
Right.
and you can call that ego. That's okay. I
I
don't call
used
it
to.
ego, but it's identified by society as ego.
Right.
But then this also there's this thing called ego by spiritual or a new age kind of
Right.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
denomination, and but that is the false ego.
See.
That's the ego that needs appreciation, that needs acknowledgement,
Right.
cannot live without the acknowledgement, that cannot live without the drama. If they
Right.
don't get acknowledgement, they will instigate drama, and
I'll
that's
say
a
it.
false ego. But the
Oh,
real ego can live without the acknowledgement. The
right.
real ego would say, okay, if society doesn't want me, you know, I'm just one, even
Right.
without society. It, and you know that better than me, actually, Madman. I mean, you can survive on squirrel meat, right?
Yeah. Chipmunk too. No,
Don't
but
Yeah.
eat
no,
chip.
I'm just
Please
kidding.
don't eat chip.
And
No.
everybody will look down on you because you eat meat,
um,
and because they're vegetarians, and because you kill little things, and
little Levin. Wow,
yeah,
little Levin.
and we only eat
Lemon.
chickens, and but you're surviving. I mean,
Right.
So,
Uh,
the true ego can drop the matrix and be
yeah,
the other ego. You
yeah,
need to feed on the shit of
yeah,
people and everything. You got to act with that ego. If you take away the people and take away the shit, you're in nothing. That's when
yeah,
you're gonna hit a freaking wall. You don't even know who you freaking are then. So your alter ego is that it's just really nothing. You're still gonna have
right.
that thought.
Oh, look at the words.
You're still
Alter
gonna have
ego.
to right. You're still gonna have to reinvent yourself through your knowledge. You're gonna still have to go through all that shit, which is called the PTSD, in my opinion.
Ah,
yeah,
Right, midlife crisis. You wake up to yourself. Some people it takes them a little longer, right? I've been trying to teach this slowly, but I used to teach these kids. I'm telling you, back in high school, there's these two twins who used to get laid all the time. I just put it out there, and it was like kind of a competition for me. But I told these guys, I don't have to stay in a town of 4,000. I can go anywhere. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
had the true ego of who I am. I could hitchhike 100 miles away with no shoes on and do what they do in that same little circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm a blender and I got you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that is the difference, authentic. It's like stop the act. And you already know
Right.
we already know who we are,
Take off the
right?
mask.
And really,
Show
if you
your
look
true
around,
identity. That's
right?
right.
If you really look around, um, reality clips our wings in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Reality can clip our wings because we're trying to be something that we're not. We're putting no limitations on ourselves. How do you know you're going to be able to do that? It's going to take you years to even think about being a professional golfer. So why are you even trying to be one? You know, and shit like that, right? Instead of just doing and experiencing, you get caught up in the look at me, and really nobody gives a shit, right? Once they go to sleep at night, they don't give a shit what you do. But you can care, and then you blend with the people who really do care, that want to be in your frequencies, right?
Right. Exactly. And that's all we're doing is we're all jumping in this blender together. And sometimes some of us are going to be a little faster, a little more ramped up, a little slower, a
Right.
little, but that doesn't mean that one particular out of all of us has every answer. This is the end all be all, and you either see it my way or I can't communicate with you. That's just
Well,
not, yeah.
slow learners are just paying attention to the world.
And I'm a very visual audio learner anyway. Yes, I can read. Yes, I'm literate. Yes, I can retain the information properly. But when I'm uninterested, just like when certain subjects in school, I'd rather write 100 notes in that class and pay attention to that teacher talking about, it was like Charlie Brown. And I can excel at everything that I am interested in, but when I'm forced, and maybe something deep down inside of me knew that it was false history or the social studies. I mean, think of the names of that class, social studies.
Just think how many more people are getting indulged into the computer like the deep way, because unless they indulge into the computer with that fake ego further, they're going to be going through some bad PTSD right now. They're all going to hit the wall as soon as the world stopped. Basically, for most people, they're hitting a wall. So this is
Didn't
causing
they
a
add
lot
another
of
letter to PTSD? Now it's PTSD something. They keep
yeah.
adding a letter. I forget
You
what
have
it
to
is.
every year that you skipped in the Matrix from a youth, you have to go and relive it. If whether it's not through music, smells, sounds, anything, you have to relive that shit. I can explain PTSD and bring people out of it fast because I paid attention. I paid attention very deep to this shit about what I was going through and why I had to come
Tell
back through,
us.
man. I had to come back through my youth. I had to remember even like stuff like who I was when I lived with my grandmother. She used to go to concerts. I'd want to go fishing. I remember when Bryan Adams was most popular. I did not go. I refused to go to any concerts. But my uncles were going fishing only 30 minutes away. And I had to remember back to that to me, that chose just to go fish for perch, just to panfish that I can go do any time, over a Bryan Adams concert with a whole day trip and over Detroit and all this shit, the Pontiac Silverdome and all this shit I never did before, right?
Right.
So I had to remember right back to that boy, to that feeling, and then I came back through. I started.
Oh, where'd he go?
He was going so deep. He was
I know,
going too
and he
deep.
was on it, and of course it bleeps him out or his wife.
Yeah.
Something happened. Yep, every time. Come on, we got
Every
the
time.
power. We got the energy. Don't you block him? He's
Oh, he's
telling
gonna
us.
come back. He's gonna come
Okay.
back.
Hey, I heard you say Levin. Hey, Levin, if you're in here, smooches. We love you. That's so exciting. We haven't seen Lev in a while. Who else is up in this place? Let me get on there. Please don't
Sorry
block
about
me.
the Wi-Fi.
That's all right. We figured you were on a roll. You were going deep. We were liking it. Oh, look,
Everybody,
JMO was in here, and we got
the avians,
Allie,
girls.
Lemon. Oh, Gary Baxter. Hi, Gary. Backwoods. Oh yeah, Authentic Max. Sand Group. Okay, yay, yay, yay. Okay.
Still got 14.
Oh
But
wow,
Madman,
good. Okay,
Yeah.
please. Yes.
you were going deep about missing a year and catching up with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go.
The like wherever you lost your youth. I'm gonna make sure I put my camera on here so I know when I'm bleeping. Um, there was a point where something happened, like your first love just twisted you, and it broke you, and then you went with the programming after that, right? That's where Beastie Boys came in for me. You got to fight for your right to party. It messed me right up. I'll never forget it, right? And I'll never forget that shit. And then from that point on until I was like 35,
You were fighting for your right to
I
party.
skipped. I skipped all those years, right? By 25, uh, I had a house paid for, I had a cottage and 3 brand new vehicles in a 2-acre lot, right? It was like fucking life was done for me, right? Oh shit. There.
I hear you.
Oh, I didn't know I couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
it was
muted,
like
so yeah, we can hear you well.
it was like the pursuit was done by the time I was 25, right? So that's when even when I went deeper into I had to go and join the men's league in the town. I was playing with the high ups that are in Imperial Oil, the police, all the government people, right? To blend in, to join to this matrix even deeper, to be wanted, to fit in, and just a brand new truck. All of a sudden it wasn't enough. I had to
They did it
Oh,
again. Yeah, every
again.
time. You
And I
better
was,
stop messing with him, Wi-Fi. I'm zapping the
and
bed
I'm
right now.
Dang
I'm
thing.
What?
eating my mushrooms and this
Oh,
lovely
good.
this lovely brunch I'm having. So
Nice. You love those mushrooms. They look
Yeah,
very yummy.
this.
they,
There you
they
are,
they
Matt.
they are for free in this season. So I would advise everybody just go out and hunt for mushrooms. They're fresh
Yeah.
now
They
and
have an
fresh.
app that's a identifier of your trees, your flowers, and all of that.
Oh, Debbie. Wow.
I've
Oh,
looked at
sorry.
a few of them. It looks very cool. I'm really weird about all that stuff, and I don't download all that app. And what am I agreeing to when it says you agree to this app where it can spy on you or retrieve all your phone information, whatever? But it looks
Just buy
really
a book.
cool.
Just buy a book that says
Yeah, I just
edible.
need a handheld book. That's right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I stole it from my library decades
Mm-hmm.
ago.
There you go. And they're like, you better give us our book back. And you're like, you better find someone else to give that book back.
I must do it on. Yeah,
You
yeah.
probably have $1,000 fee at the library.
I think by now, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, tell us, Matt. You're back, but
Yeah, I'll be back.
we don't see you though.
Oh, yeah, I just did that.
Okay, there you
The
are.
so it was like the
So,
rewind,
mm-hmm.
right? The rewind to see. Um, I did already read a little bit on PTSD, but it was a rewind to see when I did get altered. So when I figured that, I just started looking through everything that did alter me, that did make me think. Everything basically pulled me into gangster, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And then the more I got pulled into that, the more that normal, simple farm life went away from me. And that's well, of course, it could, my wife couldn't have kids, but I got pulled right to the gangster side where I just wanted party, 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 party. So I skipped. A divorce cost me almost $200,000, but I skipped, say from.
My goodness. Did you just say here, take everything because that's all she cared
Yeah,
about,
I
or?
don't like holding on to nothing. I just gave her the cottage and the house and just said bye bye. She said no problem. I don't hold on to nothing. I tell people
Good.
that,
Good for
right? My
you.
love is as much love for everybody in this room as I possibly can. But if they
Right.
take
It's
this
not about
away,
this stuff.
I'll
Yeah.
forget. I won't forget about this, but it'll take me about a week, and I'll remember the same feeling. This is what it is for passing. I'll remember the time we had together, not the time we won't. Right? Why
Right.
the
You
fuck am
loved
I
each
wasting
other
my
for a reason. You were
right?
together. There was something there. That's why people don't understand why I'm still
They
tight
think
with
I'm
my
cold, and I'm
exes.
like, I know
I'm
how to
like the
cry.
nanny for my ex and his wife. They call me other mama. I mean, this is huge. People don't get
Yeah.
that. But I still care for them. I'm like an extended family member or something. They, with his wife, I just had to let her know, look, I have morals and I absolutely would never want someone to do that to me. So if ever once I feel like I'm attracted to him or there's something weird going on, I will woman up and I will let you guys know, I'm sorry I can't be here. I have feelings outside of,
Right.
whatever. And it hasn't happened. And I'm so grateful because I've been able to care for their children, which I did not have due to medical stuff, not that female stuff, but other stuff, the medication that they had me on. But, you know,
Mhm.
I feel like like God knew exactly what I needed exactly at the right time. And it's been amazing, absolutely amazing. But anyways, I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt
So
you.
that's all good. No, I still had that train of thought because I just basically skipped going through this tumble. Like I just, if you can paint a picture of, even though most of it was partying with my friends and the bush, it was drugs and this and that, and we had to do this, and I had to go to the bar after work, all that shit, and I just finally hit that tumble, right, where I wanted to have the
Mm-hmm.
reality check, and that was my PTSD. And PTSD started when I was still investigating in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So um, the I was not programmed, so I got to counter everything they put in front of me, right?
Right.
With what I
Right.
thought was true. So once I countered that, I stopped like 3 years ago, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" And I jumped back. That's when I jumped back, and then I came right back through it, and then it was just like, "Wow, there's world like to say the world means nothing. That other part means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The other part, the only thing that does really mean anything is going to sit in the middle of a bush with just nothing, even naked, spinning around 50 times and forget where you are. That's the only thing that means anything. That feeling right there will
Mm-hmm.
make you or break you. You know who you are then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to sit there and cry? Are you going to try to find yourself something? You know what I mean? That deep down,
Yeah.
you have to take that inner self back. I'm still trying to find ways to
How do
not say
you
it like
help? How do you talk to somebody that has PTSD that's triggered by sound, like all the dang fireworks, or
face.
it gets
I would say
say again.
face it low. Start low.
They don't want to hear that.
I know that's one thing that I would. No, no, I would
I
take
don't
him. I would take him
understand and
back.
all
I
that.
would take him back,
Hmm.
and I'd say, "Tell me your first. I want to hear every movie that you watched from a child that you can remember until you're like 14 or 15 years old."
Yeah.
And that's what I'd want. And I would pick apart that movie because I would usually know them, and I'd say, "Hey, do you want to watch that movie again?" And I would watch little bits, and I'd see their reaction, and
Remember
I try to
watching a
figure.
movie and then you watch it again and you always pick up on things you didn't pick up on the first movie, or you
Yep,
see something you
yep.
didn't see the first time. It's truly amazing, and now
That's
of
kind of like
course
what I was
that
saying
we
about.
have this awareness and we watch these things, we see so many codes
Yeah, so
and
that's what I would
all
do.
that. Yeah,
I would try to figure out,
like
like when I
somehow
watched
take
Hamburger
the
Hill.
programming out of them.
Yeah, yeah, relive it, but you got to relive it because people don't realize you're programmed through that movie or that
Yep.
song
Yep.
or like Elvis shaking his hips was just a sex gesture that fucked everybody's head
Yep.
up, and they're like, next thing you know, the hippies are doing it on the streets, and they're in the right shit like that. If
Uh-huh.
you remind them, see, my aunt, I blow her mind sometimes. She's like my mom, but she's like 63 or something, and I get going sometimes. I was like, I could see her face, and she's like drawing towards me as she's staring, not like drawing
Yeah.
back with a stare. And I'm like, shit, is this? Do you realize any of this and all that? Like, she went to see Elvis. She's got the pictures. She's up in the grand, like, take all that shit, right? And I'm
Uh-huh.
saying how this was all set up, programmed to manipulate minds, to pull heartstrings, all different
Yep.
ways. They got
Yeah.
heartstrings in sports, movies, everywhere that keep you attached to this shit. Like my dad would say, he goes, if it's not a real show, like a war that you can actually, something that happened, or it's shit. That's what he'd say. It was just shit. I'm watching that garbage. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's where I learned
That's so
this,
true.
right? But even shows like
Mm-hmm.
Golden Girls, that program, I watched what that did to my grandmother.
Oh my gosh, you guys,
It did that.
when I thought I was like over TV or whatever, if I would go to somebody's house and dog sit, or, I was by myself or whatever, this was a while back. Now, I felt like I needed some kind of background noise sometimes. So they would
Hmm.
show the Golden Girls, and it would be like a marathon on one of the channels. I don't remember what it's called, Comedy Central or something like that. I don't know. One of those channels. But anyways, and I would put it on the background, and I can pretty much tell you word for word. And I'm not really like that with movies and shows. I can't sit there and say, "Oh, remember when?" Da, da, da. It's like I watch stuff and then I bleep it out or something. But with
Yeah.
the Golden Girls, I had that embedded in my mind, and when I tried to rewatch it after all those years, when I was aware, I was like, "Oh my god!" And now I also
Hmm.
think they're all men, you guys. I think they're all men. They're all
Yeah, there's a
trannies.
lot of men, and there is a lot. Man, there's a whole bunch.
But yeah, like I am blown away. They are. It's like that show Sex in the City, and how that's a Mandela thing where they say it's sex in the city and not and the city or whatever. They tried to change that up, but um, that's all it was. It's about partying and sex and hooking up and so much programming in those shows. It blows my mind. I can't even watch that show Friends. I used to have all the DVDs. Actually, I still do in my storage. I need to get rid of them. But
Trans
that
friends,
show Friends. Let
trans
me tell
friends,
you,
hey,
unbelievable, you guys. Yes, they're all
trans
female to
friends.
male or male to. That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
fucking right.
Yep.
That's why
Yep.
they all have head problems because their parents forced them to do that from
Mhm.
youth.
Yep.
I don't know
I
if
mean,
anybody
and
knows that.
I know that that Ross one is tall or whatever, but that's a tall female. That's a
Yep.
male to or female to male, whatever. They've all yes. I
Right.
can't look at them without seeing it now, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow,
I can't watch TV with my
wow,
wife. She still likes
yeah.
to watch Jerry Springer and Hoarders and shit like that. I'm like, holy
Well, my
man, you're gonna
mom will
drive me
put that
nuts.
stuff on too. She'll put on like Dr. Phil and she'll be
I
like,
think it
but there's
makes her
nothing
feel
on. I'm
normal.
like, then why have it on the TV? Turn it off. Turn the
I
TV
think it
off.
makes her feel normal.
Yeah.
But you're also getting programmed that there's that stuff out there, so your mind's thinking, hey, I can be like that too. There's
Yep.
lots of people like me, right?
It's so
As the
true.
GMO blocks your hormone receptors and messes you up enough
Oh
to
my
think
gosh,
that,
you guys. I went out and I decided I was going to get curbside food. Now, I'm not a vegan, I'm a vegetarian, but that doesn't matter either way. I ordered the soft shell tacos and I told the chick, I do not eat any meat, so please substitute the meat with extra avocados. And she told me everything that came on there. I get it, and it's got all this coleslaw on it, and I don't eat mayonnaise anymore, but it's got all this coleslaw on it. It's all wet, and apparently she gave me something that was like a shrimp taco, so those were ruined. And then I tried to get artichoke dip, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go off the grid a little. All right, I'm gonna get back on the grid. And I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get curbside, and I'll just take a little bit of baking soda in case there's something in it, whatever. And I had my whole plan. And they gave me the dip that had meat chunk in it. And I went to dip my chip, and I put it in my mouth, and I could tell by the texture. And I went and spit it out. And I went and called, and I said I eat no meat, so you guys gave me everything with meat in it. And this isn't even artichoke. This is like a queso or something like that. And the guy was so apologetic. But because I paid in cash, this is another thing that they're doing now. They won't refund any cash. They only will give you a card for that place. And I said, but that's the thing is I don't eat there anymore, and I don't know when I'll be back. And so he wanted my email, and then they were going to send it to me on my email where they could just scan my phone. I said, no, I don't do that kind of stuff. You need to figure something out. I've got my receipt. I want my cash. But he said, I can't do that. I can only give you a card. And oh my
huh,
gosh, I
voucher
don't want to
shit.
go back. But it was Chili's, and I don't know why I did it because I normally won't eat at those places. But it was late, and I was getting home
Hmm.
late from watching the children and the animals. And I was tired, and I just didn't want to go to the grocery store. So I thought, I'm just going to whip by here and pick this up. And they totally jacked it all up, you guys. I was like, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And before I stopped eating meat, I didn't eat fish. My whole family loves fish, shrimp, seafood. They're huge. Like every birthday, everybody goes to a seafood place. And I'd be like, oh, I'll just have some hush puppies, something like that. But
Chicken wings.
yeah,
Yeah,
or a hamburger. Yeah, exactly.
that's my
But
favorite.
uh, so the fact that they gave me these shrimp tacos too with these little chunks of shrimp, I was mortified. I was like, oh, and I didn't before I stopped eating meat, I don't even eat fish or seafood, and you gave me shrimp tacos. That's like the roaches in the ocean. And the guy kind of laughed, and I said, I don't eat that stuff. Ew, ew, ew. And he just was laughing. But now I gotta have a damn gift card for there instead of my money back. I'll probably just
Yeah,
give
that
it to
sucks.
somebody that eats there, one of my friends or something. I'll just say screw it. I mean, and it was almost $30, and the food, you guys, it's not like it's inexpensive. That's a lot of money for
Mm-hmm.
stupid curbside, whatever. Plus the tip. I'm like, I want my tip back too. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Well, I do know some people with PTSD, male and female, and they have some real. One of them has really bad sound issues, like us talking right now. They wouldn't be able to handle it. Like one of us talking and another one interacting, and all the people talking and all. There's no way they wouldn't be able to handle it. It's like I can see the change in their demeanor. They're triggered by sound. So I wonder what they watched growing up, like what you were saying. What movies have they witnessed? Oh my
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I just went back into chat and Debbie Price is here. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah, I'd never seen Debbie for a
Girl.
long time.
Oh my gosh. Hey, girl. I love Debbie. I love me some Debbie Price. She's in Canada, right?
I
I
don't
think
know if
I'm
she's
not
she's in
sure.
Canada.
but excuse me, I'm going to be out for a little while. I hope that you will be still here when I get
Um,
back.
I was looking at the 3 hours
Where are
and
you?
30, maybe four hours.
Yeah,
Mm.
we're just going to do this for 1 hour. And he's
Oh,
out
yeah.
again.
He's always just going to be on here just for a minute.
Why do you keep on
I was
doing this?
surprised. I was surprised when you guys were still on. By the time I did all, I had to make a phone call this morning. I told myself I'm not gonna jump on YouTube first thing. I'm gonna do my little morning thing, whatever, and then
Because you're
I'll
gonna
check it out.
because
And
if you
here
go
you
on
are.
YouTube, you're gonna procrastinate the rest, right?
Well, that's the thing. And I normally when I wake up,
There
I
it
I
goes.
like to, I have some morning affirmations that I like to do for myself. Like I speak it into. I say, it's going to be a wonderful day. My dad's test results are going to come back. Fear is just, false evidence appearing real. I also need to take my pup to the vet. I can't get an appointment for him until the 8th of October. Um,
Well, I
when
think
he went and got his booster shot, which I don't vax my dogs, but I had to get him a rabies because it's the law here in Florida.
yeah.
And he needed one pup booster, and the breeder guy that I got him from, he's like, just finish up his puppy rounds and then do whatever after that. I know he thinks I'm just a lunatic that I don't. He's like, just take him in there
Hmm.
and let him
But he
pop them.
respects it.
He
But
talks
he
like Bill
respects your
Gates. He talks
lunacy.
like
But he respects your
right.
lunacy.
So
I mean, that's
he
that
does.
that
He does. He knows that
that's 50%. That's
I'm not going to
50%.
get my dogs a vax that lasts a year or 3 years. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But anyway, so I was like, fine, I'll get one puppy booster and his rabies because it's law. But besides that, you better check yourself. And so I take him in. But right around that time, you guys, he got bit by something, whether it's a spider or one of the gardener snakes that we have out in our yard, which
Mhm.
seems more logical because he likes to play in the bushes and we have this fern that he runs in and out of and stuff. But it was a
Yeah.
perfect bite and he healed up very well. He didn't have any inflammation, no infection, no oozing, no nothing. But that
Mm.
same exact leg that I know that he got his shot in around the time that he got the bite, I massage my dogs. I cuddle with them every day, whatever. And I've noticed on his back leg, there was something about the size of a pea, and then it got a little bit bigger, and now it's about the size of an almond, and it's kind of shaped like that. And when he
Wow.
stands up, and he's black, he's all black, he's just a shiny black dog. But when he stands up, you can see it bulging out a little bit now. And he doesn't have any heat on his inner thighs or on his body. He's very active. He's very healthy. You would never know. And this is when I called the vet this morning. This is the chick I talked to, and she said, that's really great that you do that because so many people would never even pay attention to
Yeah.
that. So we need
Think about
to
it wouldn't
get
even
a
come to
sample.
mind, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So
it,
she's like,
it's
we just need to get a sample. He could be holding a little bit of infection in there from that bite that
I
never
think
came
it's
out through the skin.
you know what I think
You think?
it's if it's shaped like an almond, it's better than
It
when it's
is.
shaped like a pea. You know, that it's a more
Say again.
natural shape. If it's shaped like an almond, it's
Uh
it's a
huh.
better sign than when it's shaped like a pea, because an almond is a more natural way to grow. So
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I'm saying this
Well,
from like
when it that
40
well,
miles,
just
40,000 miles.
originally when I noticed it, it was teeny, and it might have even been shaped like an almond then, but it was so teeny, it was just about the size of a pea. But since
Yeah,
it's grown over the past couple of months, it is shaped. When I pull on it or move it or whatever, he turns around. He knows it's there, but he doesn't act like it bothers him. He's just knowing I'm messing with him. But
so
I'm
it
trying to see if it's attached to a muscle or see if it's mobile, that kind of thing.
it might just be
It's
a kyst. I don't know how you call it in English, a cyst or a kyst.
assist. Assist.
Yeah,
That's what I
Assist.
think it is. Thank
yeah,
you, Voynich,
I
because
think it
now
is.
it's confirming my personal thought about it as well. Yes, I'm
Yeah,
not going to put myself in crazy land and,
right, right. You
say
can
it's
just
something,
cut it out or squeeze it out. It will.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what
I
she
hope.
said. She said
Right.
we'll do an aspiration, where we'll test it, and then if it requires surgery, we just will remove it. And I was like, yeah, let's
Yeah.
keep this real positive. I'm not going to get into crazy land here. His
No. Right.
birthday, he'll be 1 year. He'll be one the 13th of this month, and that's actually when I'm taking him to the vet. You guys, I thought, how bizarre is that? That on his
Okay.
first
So
birthday.
you know what I give him for his first birthday. I'm gonna give him this diagnose of a cyst. I mean, it sounds pretty horrible, but in this case, it's a gift. Yeah. No, it's just a cyst. I know. I can feel it. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. Now, Heidi, I can't hear you either. And I just told you guys that I'm going to be out. And since nobody's talking back to me, and probably nobody can hear me, I'm just going to do a French leave.
Hmm.
I can't hear Heidi.
Oh,
And I just gave her dog a birthday present.
AG. Yeah. I had a call there a minute ago. I got to go, and I'm getting a call back at 11. This is another job call calling me, so
Oh,
go
awesome.
figure.
Yeah,
Go
that's so
figure,
cool.
huh?
That's like you're without a job for 3 or 4 years, and then finally found a job, and everybody's calling you to do their job, right?
Yeah. Now I got a
It's always
part-time
like
job,
that. It's always
right?
like,
But this is a handyman job at a building, so
oh,
I
you can
might.
do that in between. You can do that in between jobs.
Yeah. Well, I don't have no need to be at my house anymore except for talk to you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not forgetting about your daughters, are you?
They don't need me. They don't want me here.
Oh, you raised them. You raised them so well they don't need you anymore.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, that's what they. Well, I've given so much knowledge. They
Yeah,
just, they
right.
just, they just put their hand up like an alligator at me when I'm start talking and just go yep, 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 yep. I'm not lying. As soon
Just
as I
give
start
it
talking,
before I bite you in the
as
leg.
soon as I start talking, they're like, "I've heard it." That's exactly. My 11-year-old says, "I've already heard it." I've already heard it. I'm just like, what? I said, I don't like to sound like a parrot, but I'm a parent. It's apparent that I'm a parent.
You're a parent, and you're only usable for errands. You know.
Right. You turn into a taxi, you turn into a fucking dishwasher. Who says I can't be a trans? That's what they tell
True.
everybody.
Yeah.
You
The
guys,
OG tranny madman.
right. Do you got, do you guys, they said, do you guys have a dishwasher at home? I say, yeah, that's dad.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm shit. Now he jumped out on me too, but I'm gonna jump out. This was an awesome stream. Uh, Again, it's not always awesome, but this time it was awesome once again. And I'm gonna jump out, and probably I will end the stream doing that. And I don't care. I got my errands too. Bye bye.
There it is. Dang thing's acting up. Oh, he's gone too. Oh, I guess we'll just sign off. It's 10:52. 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. I don't think I have to work until Friday and get a Friday in. So, but until then, I will see everybody tomorrow. And on nighttime streams, we'll get some going. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Having a great morning. Getting the house a roll. Yes, yes. Okay. May your day be filled with adventure and excitement. I'll see you guys soon. Lots of love, lots of love.